Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Role Seekers and the Legend of Nibel. We're a group of local gamers, just like you, role-play for your enjoyment. My name is Dustin Ritchie, and we are the Role Seekers! Woo! Yay! You will notice that we are missing two of our normal players, both Jamie Trevor, but we are very excited to bring in a new guest star, Ryan Peters.
Hey,
welcome, sir. Very excited to have you, Ryan. We're going to throw you into the thick of it, as
Great,
it
this
were.
is my first time playing.
Yeah.
That would probably be even more interesting.
That
What's
would
the
be
game again?
Yeah.
How do we play? So, if this is your first time joining us on Role Seekers, we are a homebrew group of Dungeons & Dragons. Everything you see is improvised other than a few notes, but you will learn very quickly that it's all improvised. So we're excited to have you. Please check us out on all the social media channels. Follow us on YouTube and Spotify. It helps our numbers grow. And we're really excited to jump into tonight's game. So without further ado, it is Tuesday night. Let's roll some dice! Let's roll those dice!
Oh, 4!
12.
All right, everyone, welcome back. All right, so before we jump into tonight's game, off screen last game, we did do our vote because we had forgotten to do it at the end of the session. Forgive us. So it was another neutral. So that's 2 neutrals in a row. That brings us down on the dark scale. So we are currently at -2 dark. The scale goes to +10 light, -10 dark. Not that that's evil or light, but the world does engage with the morality system a little bit differently based on what it is. And there are a couple of story elements that will happen in the story. And when you get to those moments, depending on when you're light or dark, they're just going to happen. There's not going to be rolls. There's not going to be a way to fix it. It's just you're light or dark. And they're not like bad or good. It's actually pretty cool. So, okay. Next, last game we used a plot point. Allison used a plot point. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's from our last campaign. And we brought it over to this one. Every 4 levels, each person gets a plot point. So a plot point is you may change the story in the game world. Basically, it means that you're trying to change something like, for example, here's a cauldron, and you go plot point. This cauldron actually belongs to this figure. That could change the whole game based on what it is. The rules of the plot point are they can't be just to help you. So you can't be like, actually, the scepter is plot point, the scepter of 1,000 dragons. Doesn't work that way. Shenanigans, you lose your plot point. But they've never been used that way. They're usually really great. Allie uses hers as soon as she gets them. So really excited about that. The other thing that we have in our game is epic feats. And Ryan, feel free to use this. You get 1 per level. An epic feat allows you to succeed on any skill check. So this is that moment where you're giving the epic speech, you're doing the epic thing, and you say, nope, I want to use my epic feat. I don't want to have to roll for this. I want this one thing to succeed. Epic feats cannot be used for death saving throws, and they cannot be used in combat for combat things. They can be used if you're like, I want to pull this lever, I want to slam this door down, I want to grapple the beast like with my chain, but they cannot adversely affect the enemy. They're not going to, you have to roll for that stuff, just so there's fairness. And those are the two things we brought over from last game. A couple more little things of business, because I want to get some of this in, and Jamie's watching, so excited about that. You have the will of the party in this game. It's something that's in our homebrew guide that you can find. That is when you unanimously vote to invoke one of the powers of the dead and buried gods. So the dead and buried gods don't exist in the world anymore, and yet sometimes when you pray to them, they answer. So last campaign, and I'm going to count it. Last campaign, Umtharis.
No, you said that we didn't.
I know, but I changed my mind because you literally brought her back from the dead. So, and it did bring her back. So, and there's reasons, and you'll see them as the game progresses, why that is. But the way it works is if you invoke the power of the dead and buried gods, it takes unanimous vote of everyone. Once it is enacted, it's gone forever. So if we continue to play for the next 10 years or whatever we decide, they can never be used again. They are permanent. They're off the table. So Umtharis was used to bring a character back from the dead, just in carte blanche. And Jamie came back from the dead and her character arc was able to finish. And then there's some stuff that's going to happen. But that one is off the table. Umtharis has been used. So that's just some business. Okay, so a lot to throw at you, but I'm excited about all of it. And I think we're going to go ahead and jump into tonight's game.
How about the exciting thing that we got to actually pick what we backed for the Wormwood Kickstarter?
Yes, thank you. So our season sponsor is Wormwood. Wormwood. Yeah. So Wormwood provided us with this amazing game screen. Super excited, and their portal opened, so we were able to like, oh, do I want any more? And yes, we did. We wanted a lot more, and we bought a bunch more stuff. So thanks, Wormwood. It was like. It was like the first taste is free. So we got a whole bunch more stuff. I'm really excited about it though. And all right, so let's go ahead and jump into tonight's game. We have one more roll. Would you like to roll?
Sure.
If you're rolling that one, it changes the whole
Can
thing.
Aaron roll? 18.
Yeah, you would have probably won.
Yeah,
That's exciting. That's
You want me to roll against you? Just in
yeah,
case?
Sure, yeah.
20. No.
All right.
One more. I have to wait till the new year.
I'm excited. All right. A flashback into Rue. A warm, beautiful breeze blows through an open-air room. A lover's hand moves across your chest as you walk up away from cool purple sheets onto a marbled obsidian and glass-like structure overlooking a glistening sea of black stars. In the distance, a beam of pure celestial light softly follows itself up into the sky, igniting the world in a kind of purpled twilight light against a dark sky. On the horizon, you see what looks like crystalline towers of pure opulence dotting the landscape, and boats moving across this glistening lake as though they are, this inland sea, as though they are skimming across glass. A moment of respite enters your heart, peace. You look to your right and see large sketchings of calligraphy, drawings and maps and books dotting your desk, and you look back at a bokeh figure in kind of out of focus, but you feel content. In the distance, you hear what sounds like the murmurs of soft cries, and you blink. A moment passes, and you find yourself running on hard rock, cragged earth. The smell of sulfur and ash fills your lungs. You take a breath in and it's hot. Your bluish tinted skin that has been lit by the Athelion feels dark and black as years of war have taken their toll on you. As you look up, smoke in your eyes, you're holding the warhammer given to you by someone close. You look up and you see a figure draped in a robe that looks to be made of light. He holds a large spear, and he looks to you and yells out. And the vision comes full force in. We have to move! This is for our people, for the Vey! And he goes running up the hill with what looks like an army of your closest friends and fellows, running up this rocky mountain. What do you do?
I run up after him, trying to be first.
As you make your way to the top, you find yourself in a caldera, the largest you've seen. It is the mouth of a great volcano that would span just many, many miles. As this figure, Valence Avarinth, reaches the crest of the caldera, you not only hear, but feel the breath of a terrible beast. It just kind of, you just hear this, and dust and smoke blow up the side of the caldera, just like a mountainous wall of flame, smoke, and ash. Just from it, you see Valiance putting the spear out, and it kind of shines with celestial light. And from within the clouds and the smoke, you see a figure rise, mountainous at the very least. A platinum fired scale made what looks like a molten rock and pure precious metals as a wingspan the size of the entire horizon lifts itself out of the horizon. And you just hear Valen screaming, Kaifaron! We are the Vey, and the War of Fangs ends here! What do you do?
As this great beast kind of rises up out of the caldera, I'll quickly kind of shift in front of Valence, and I'll put my hand on his chest, and you'll see a sort of like a shadow come over him and then solidify into almost like a crystalline structure over his entire body. And at the same time, you'll see a very similar shadow kind of form a dome over all of us that are very close to him. And a full series of these beams of light will come out of my hand and hit each one of these people in preparation for whatever might be coming.
So, at this point in the vision, your spell casts, but there are no remnants of shadows, for your magic is untouched by Cephas. As the light follows over Valiance, he puts his hand on your shoulder. This ends today, my son. And lifts the spear up. As he does, light begins to just radiate from it, as though he is holding the crest of a sun. As it continues to irradiate, you see the smoke begin to billow out, and as it does, the beast comes barreling down, its teeth the size of Valiance, and he throws the spear. It seems to move toward his chest, and right as it strikes into the scales, a flash of light shatters your vision. You see all white. You see yourself kind of stumbling, all your memories just kind of falling from you. Think of it like smoke, like the ash you were just in, like blowing off of you. You reach out, and you just see what looks like this mirage of a figure. You hear yourself say one word. It looks like a little child. What do you say?
Run.
Father. And your vision comes to an end. Oh. All right.
Why?
So are you like level 20 that says you fought a dragon?
All
He's
right.
level 20 because he's a father.
So, far into the distant future.
Jamie's freaking out.
Yay.
So, far into the distant future, we're going to go to some Gavra music. You see we're going to change modes, and you see rather everybody really loves standing in front of you.
Better not be earning.
There we go. You are talking to Selendra Cassiandros, the Marquis of all of Gavra. Whisper is shaking at the knees, is standing before the leader of basically his whole life. the woman who has run this city. But it is evident to everyone in the group that she is being manipulated. Silas Pellegriff, captain of the Reef, seems to have found himself at her side. He has worm-tongued his intentions into her ear, that a great armada must set sail for the mainland. Because whatever's happening, this attack, this beast, the rise of the Charybdin, it is all due to the mainland's machinations. Selendra has seemingly bought into this suggestion and begins preparations to send ships toward the mainland and has offered you a seat aboard one of the vessels. Of course, you're not sure which one, and it is very possible that Silas will be on that ship. He still stands before you, smirking, knowing, seeing you, knowing that you were the people he saw in the forest, knowing that you know too much. But he plays it cool. Even still, you can see it in his eyes that flash with a kind of sickening, vile green light before he blinks and they go back to the kind of dull hazel that Whisper has grown so accustomed to. I think they'd make a wonderful addition to the crew.
I would be like looking at you. Yeah.
I'm speechless. I am. I will say we actually. And yeah, Whisper is scared and intimidated and looking for like a way out here, but I actually think we have a crew. We actually found a group of really experienced sailors who have business on the mainland. So really, I think we could just sail with them and then not trouble your eminence. I'm looking at her. Not trouble your eminence for any of your sailors.
He looks as though he's about to speak, to shut you down, but Selendra nods. It is unorthodox, but the fact that you were willing to fight the darkness last night, it poses great merit to your character. He leans into her. Your man. She lifts her hand. Obviously, we are not able to give you one of our finer galleons, especially unaccompanied. But I believe that if you can find several members of the castle that would vouch for you and your goodwill, someone who's willing to go with you, I would be willing to give you a skiff.
We are. I mean, this is like stunning. We are grateful. That would be. I know. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I have an impeccable character.
I'm sure you do. Silas looks. He catches, some of the guards have caught his eyes. He says that you'd make excellent members of his crew. Those who know Silas know that he would never agree to this. He kind of shakes as though some memory has flared into his mind. It's probably for the best, Whisper. You would have got us all drowned.
I'm sure you're right, Captain. I'm sure you're right.
Give my finest regards to your dear Graham.
You see my hand just like it wants to go to that dagger, but it doesn't.
I'm like hiding behind him, and I'm just kind of like
Yeah, just actually, you know what happened? My face just goes blank.
I'll take a half step in front of him, and I'll give a half bow. And we humbly appreciate this gesture, and we will find somebody to speak for us, hopefully before the day is out.
Please, send word. My captain of the guard will see to it. You see just a man wearing one of those like plumed helmets. He nods.
I'll give another bow again, and I'll kind of grab kind of behind Whisper's shoulder and turn both of us around and head towards the exit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of.
So we have.
Proud of you. Whoa.
Bjorn. Been waiting to hear Bjorn speak that way for a long time. So we have the guard that I knew that got us in here.
Anyone remember his name?
I have it written down somewhere.
You-
I got it.
I have no.
Of course you do, Kevin.
Let's see.
I think I wrote it down too.
Who were we
but I
talking
don't know
about?
where I wrote it.
Olgo Binesword is the guy
Philgo.
who let us in. Philgo's the one who took the testimony.
Philgo.
And then his boss.
But the guy who let us in is one we know.
Philgo.
No, not
Oh.
the guy who was at the gate, like got us through the line.
That was
Oh.
Olgo.
Olgo is who we know.
Yeah, you do know.
But
So many
No.
O's.
Normandy, and now we're talking amongst
Are
ourselves.
we? Yeah. Have we?
Yeah.
We've left.
So
We-
you've left
left,
the main,
right.
you head back over the gate, so now you're out of the interior of the castle, the kind of interior quarters. You find yourself back in more of like the garrison.
Okay.
So several guards are walking around. It's pretty well populated in here, and it's again, remember, it's filled with white and it's very open air. So like this is a coastal city, even though it's cold, the vented sea lets warm breezes pass through.
Oh, are we gonna go to the? Are we gonna sneak into that other place or like no?
You mean for the
Maelstradamus.
Maelstradamus?
Yeah.
I think that was a long way. We had to travel.
South.
Yeah, it was all the way down in.
No, the secret room in the castle.
Oh.
I don't know what it's called.
The Arcanium.
Yeah, Aaron in that one.
I think it could be hard.
Arcanium is, Aaron is not here.
Okay.
Remember, he took the guy back.
Yeah, that's right.
Your brother.
Yay.
Is that something we want to deal with after the Marquis just said that she would?
I am just asking.
I don't like Silas being here at all. I think we should just
Go.
go while the getting's good. And Normandy,
Yes.
looking around. I gather that you've got resources we didn't quite understand. You think you got anyone who could vouch for us?
Not anymore.
Well, we kind of have his brother. We'll do whatever we want, right?
Well, I guess he's not really part of the family anymore either, is he?
Oh, but he did say he is in ties with Jormungandr.
Can I get a dexterity saving throw from everyone?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, you can. That was good.
Eek.
24.
That's great.
9.
22.
Ooh, I miss being a monk. Nope. 9.
I'm sorry, Eli, I missed yours.
17.
So you fail. All of a sudden, it looks like a scribe. Like you're all talking, you're walking, but you're getting into the conversation of a scribe just comes up and just into you. Papers go everywhere, just like all over. He's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I'm so sorry. And he begins to clean
No,
up his papers.
it's quite all right.
I go to help him, and then I want to try to take one of the papers.
Okay, it's later.
Is everything okay? You're in quite a
Oh,
rush.
thank you, sir. And as he hands up, he grabs your hand like to get up, and something gets put into your hand. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And he continues to grab everything, and he walks away.
12.
You steal one of his papers.
It's blank.
It's a ledger of the tax audit for the Northern Sect.
Might come in handy.
I'll just slip the thing into my pocket and we'll keep walking.
Okay.
All right. Well, do we have any option? Your brother. Does he have resources within the castle who we could tell him to vouch for us?
No.
Oh.
So we're not gonna go take the ship that could actually get through the danger.
What we got is we got a rumor of a ship that might get through the danger, and we got this ship that they're giving to us right here.
And a skiff.
And the rumored ship is, we'd have to steal it, and we're not even
I'm
totally
just
sure.
making sure. I'm just trying to make sure I know the plan.
Maybe we could talk to Snake-Eyed Joe and see what he thinks about taking a skiff through
Yeah,
the maelstrom.
that might be a
What?
good idea.
How is the armada that Silas is going to take it through the maelstrom?
We can just follow them.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you actually think Silas is going? to the mainland. He knows how dangerous it is.
Honest love, I don't think that was Silas at all.
Yeah,
I mean, it
something's-
was part of him, but
He seems very, very different from when we first met him.
I mean, he was always a prig. Like that guy.
But yeah, yeah, something's not right.
Yeah, there's something off of him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we. So do they need someone to vouch for us?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a couple guards from the reef, but that's a
Well,
little
you're
rough.
really close with that woman at the pedal place. Does she have a good reputation?
Maybe in the Chamber of Commerce. She goes to a lot of chamber events and.
She's a social butterfly.
And you're really good friends with the bat guy.
Which one?
The bat guy.
The
That guy. He wouldn't have any sway.
Well, who has sway in this town?
Felricks do.
The Felricks,
Belka
what?
does.
Whoa, I think we should make a good name for ourselves in the city.
God, even with Trevor gone.
I just want to get out of here.
No, she would say a skiff.
Yeah, for sure. A skiff. We came all the way here for a skiff.
Stupid.
So, you are a Felric, so do you have no say?
Don't say that name.
No one's
Somebody
here.
say Fel. No, that's
You don't have any old friends?
At this point, you're reaching the outer courtyards. You haven't reached the end of the castle, but you're out of the main interior of the fortress.
Should we continue walking the grounds and talking, and then maybe keep our eye out for something that's reminiscent of an Arcanium? And then we
Yeah.
can continue.
Are we being
Well-
escorted?
No.
No?
Well, do you know where they're like? Do you guys know where that is? Because you kind of acted like we could find it.
Isn't it like a rumor?
It's a rumor, yeah. It's a rumor in the castle that there's an Arcanium.
Oh, so you have no idea.
Nope.
I think that was just a trick to get us to come to the castle.
It was I wanted you guys to come to the castle.
What if? Do we have enough? Maybe instead of one person, we could get all of the guards that are cool with us to kind of get together and vouch. Do you think that might be enough?
I take it we have no one.
I mean, we got in here. We got
Yeah.
a couple people. And what about our heroism?
Don't
When
people?
it's-
Do you have people who owe you favors or the guild favors?
I mean, I'm not really too tight with a guild right now. I don't think they're gonna do me many favors.
Because of the job in Andros?
Are they? They're still.
Oh, no,
I was
they-
like, have we had a chance to talk about that at all? Do we know what happened?
No, he hasn't really told
Mistakes
us
were
anything.
made. We don't need to rehash
What
the
I know
past.
is that forgiveness is divine.
I'm gonna kill him.
Maybe now's the time to build bridges.
Right. So what if we go? Okay, let's go. It means something. So that part of the town that was destroyed.
Yeah.
Maybe we go and so we were already seeing fighting there, right? I mean, she mentioned that even that we stood up to the darkness. So that's
Because we told them that.
but they believed us.
Yeah, they did.
So maybe we should go back to that part of the town and
Yeah.
you know what? Build our reputation is what Dustin said.
Right.
It just
mean, if
feels
you were-
like there should be an easy way.
After maybe 10, 15 minutes of us walking around and talking, I'm going to slip that, kind of like look around and
Yeah.
see if anybody's looking at me, and I'll slip that note out of my pocket and take a look.
It says, meet me in the clock tower.
Where's that?
It's a fairly large building outside of the castle. You can actually see the clock from where you're at. Looks like an old Ben style clock.
Well, should we join ranks again and talk about our options, and then head back a little bit later?
Do you share that note content with us?
Not
No.
Okay.
So we need Okay, so we gotta find somebody who's gonna say, hey, give these people a ship.
Right.
We have to
Maybe.
deal with your brother. Are we doing something with him?
We can figure that out later.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I think we can go back to the Blooming Petal and speak with Madame Iris and his brother to see if
does
anybody
she-
has any.
Does she have a good reputation? She's a business owner.
I've always seen them in the Blooming Petal as like from Firefly, like the
Yeah, I know that.
that's
Yeah.
like they're
interesting.
very
Yeah.
respectable. Like they're
It seemed like a high class.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're allowed, right, in a place. I mean, that's not a bad thought.
Right.
And she would know people.
at the very least, could peddle in some secrets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Secrets are like I'm guessing somebody probably owes her some debts of some fashion and
And she seemed to like you. Not Aaron, but she seemed to like you.
Well, I've known her a long time. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
so head back to the Blooming Petal and
Yeah.
count our eggs.
You reach the edge of the castle. As you head out of the castle, the clock tower looms in front of you, and the pathway would lead toward the Blooming Petal.
Once we get out of the castle grounds and away from the guards, then I'll so that little man that kind of crashed into me with the papers slipped me a note and said that he should meet me at the clock tower. So would we like to stop there first?
Is that a setup?
Does it say a time?
Nope.
How ironic.
It's all time. I think we better go right now. Yeah.
And it just seemed like why would he do that?
I don't know, but I'm gonna take any hint that I can get at the moment.
All right, yeah, here you can have this too. I took this paper from him. It doesn't seem very interesting.
A full circle.
I'll
He
pocket-
forgot it. is your bat with you? Where's the bat?
Like in my cloak, like
Okay.
like in the
you
dark.
pull it open, they're just hanging there.
Yeah, he's
I
just
love that.
hanging out. Yeah, he's just in there.
Okay.
All right, so you guys head toward the clock tower. Meanwhile, inside the clock tower, you hear the clumps of like upstairs.
Hello.
I did what you said. I gave them the note. I don't know if he read it though. He put it in his pocket.
Time will tell.
Yes, your liege. Do you need anything else?
That'll be all.
I saw nothing. I said nothing like you said.
Good.
Thank you. I don't even know what you look like.
I'm nothing to write home about.
All right. And he walks down. He leaves, heading back down the stairs, never opening the door that you are behind. About 15 to 25 minutes, based on the length of the conversation, you hear the kind of slow creaking irk of, and a group of about 5 to 7 people come walking in
Depending on the night.
to the base of the clock tower. Inside the clock tower, it seems rather barren. So you do see some cobwebs have lined the walls. Doesn't look like very many people have come in here, despite the fact that the outside looks rather meticulously maintained. You do notice that there's dust that has been broken on the staircase leading up to the first floor. This building would probably have about 5 to 6 floors, and then the clock tower itself.
What's in this first room?
It looks like it would be like a clerk room. You see the remnants of a large countertop. You see not like a cash drawer, but something where they would conduct business. You see several books lining the walls, and you also in the back see several smaller clocks. Think Geppetto's workshop. But you do not see any of the tools to build said clocks.
I just go look at the books and the clocks and just like check it out and see what they are.
Exactly what
And the door wasn't locked.
wasn't locked. Though it does seem to be very sturdy and looks like it could be intricately locked, but it's not.
Whisper, would these be worth anything?
Oh,
The clocks.
I don't think so. They're kind of clunky. Carry around.
My people use the sun to know the time.
It is also clunky to carry around. Oh, I don't see anyone. Should we go up?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like anyone's been in here, so
I see there's dust.
Mhm.
Can I look around for footprints and?
You definitely see them up the stairs.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
Guess
go.
we should follow the evidence.
And I'll take my dagger out because I just think that this is weird as hell.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like you're being led down
I don't even have.
You head up. Who's in front?
I think I will be.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Nurse.
You reach the top. Do you do anything on your way up the stairs?
I'll maybe put some heavy footfalls down just to let somebody know that we're here and not trying to.
As you reach the top of the stairs, clunk, 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 you hit clunk, and all of a sudden you hear a dexterity saving throw.
Are we going all the way to the like 5th floor?
No, the first floor.
Just one.
Power kill.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so all of a sudden a puff of smoke comes out of the doors, like, and you expertly just, it kind of moves past you. You hear the trap go off.
Okay. I'll wait next to the door to hear them get closer.
Okay.
And then as they approach, I'll turn the handle and like let it creak open slightly and step back.
Sure. It does so.
I'm drawing weapons now.
Yeah.
At this point, trap goes off, doors sweeps open.
As
weapons
you
out.
see, you'll see this figure behind the door. But before we describe what you look like, in your head you register, he's not covered in your powder. Perhaps more acute than you had expected. A test of intelligence.
I'm very acute.
What do they see?
A man weathered from being outdoors quite a bit, looking much older than he probably actually is from those weathering lines. Unruly dark brown hair, slightly wavy and kind of casually tousled aside from kind of running his hand through it all the time. Mid-neck in length, and short, kept beard, along with a mustache. Kind of well maintained. Darker armor, well armored.
Plate?
Some type of metal armor, yeah. You can't really tell in the shadows, and he's not trying to be like stealthy, you can tell, but kind of just opening the door to kind of let you in. So to break
No.
the awkwardness of like, how are we?
No weapons drawn or anything.
No.
Just so you are all aware, there is also another figure in the room. His name is Kyle. He is in a dark blue robe. It's covering his face, mostly dark. Kyle is from the same order as you, but he was just sent there to make sure that everything went okay with you. He's just there as backup.
Okay.
Very trustworthy, pretty placid in terms of personality, but dependable. And he wanted to make sure you were safe. He volunteered to come with you.
Okay. Please step in quietly.
So,
In this room, you see that there is on the back, there is a beautiful circular window. Think Doctor Strange. So it overlooks the back of this room. Overlooks into the city. It has very intricate designs kind of on the window. You notice that there are several books and devices strewn about the room. It looks as though the books have been being perused through, probably by Kyle. The room also has several doors that lead further up. You would know that the clock tower is special.
Okay.
once everybody kind of steps in, I'll close the door quietly behind us. I'm guessing you're the one who summoned us.
Indeed, and we're not alone in the building, just to be clear. But I've heard that you've been looking for an area of secrets, and I was asked to reach out to you directly to talk about where you're going and whether that's the right move or not.
May I ask who is the one that sent you?
The Lightbender himself.
Does the Lightbender have a name?
Indeed he does, but this city has ears. And even in safe space, I think it better we talk somewhere else. My job is to get you out of this city. and I know the direction that you wish to take, and you have no reason to trust me yet. But I think it's the wrong direction.
Helena will say, "Is the Lightbender an elf?" I bet that's my brother. She would ask that question.
Yeah, she definitely would.
He's not, right?
Not that you know of.
Jamie says yes.
He is quite old, but no, not an elf.
Well, according to you, where should we be going?
East.
That is the complete opposite direction of any boats.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we have a boat here, and we have a boat to the south. We do not have a boat to the east.
Or do we? Do you have a boat?
I don't. But I don't think that the Maelstrom is where you're supposed to be.
I'm sorry. How do people know what we're doing?
Yous are everywhere.
And what was your name again?
My name is Brill.
Brill. Oi, so Brill, how long have you been in the city?
A better part of a decade.
Do I have, like, looking at his clothing, looking at Kyle's clothing, do I have any insider knowledge of what?
The dyes that they're using are very rare, very expensive.
Okay.
If he's only been here a decade and he looks as old as he is, he's probably well traveled. Doubtful that he's been off Scarsden, but maybe.
I'm just wondering if he belongs to an order or something.
It looks like he does, but not one you know.
Not
Have you never heard of
Okay.
the light?
None of this is ring a bell.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
What is it that you're looking for in the city right now?
A boat.
A boat.
Boats don't reside in the city. They're in the harbor.
But
in the-
it's a
in
tent
the-
city.
And he kind of chuckles to himself. Thinking he said something funny. Oh, yeah. It really was not so much. I work for a special order.
Of, like, nuns? What?
You're the ones who've been looking for us.
Well, you said this isn't
Looking for them.
you said this isn't a safe space to speak. Would you like to go somewhere else so we can continue? We have
When we're on the road to the east.
Can I
What
do an
is
insight
it?
check on him?
Sure.
I mean, you seem
No,
very
no.
trustworthy.
No offense taken.
But we've gone through a lot to get here. Oh, crumb. How about a 12? He's a mysterious
You can
stranger.
decide.
I seem to be sharing as much really as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you out of the city.
Oh, what is
Brill
to the
has
east?
undertaken this mission at great risk to himself.
Is this Kyle?
What is to the east?
Yeah. That's
The Caverns of Shadow.
Normandy, what is to the east of here?
I just said it.
Is Phil? Would I know anything of Caverns of Shadow?
So no, actually, what is directly to the east, and you would know this from your travels, is a mountain, the mountain range outside of Gavra. Very large, 3 mountains that seem to have poked themselves out of Scarsden.
It's like,
Yep.
oh.
But you've never heard of the Caverns of Shadow. Or rather, yeah, what a name.
Caverns of Shadow as in near Piran or directly next to us as in the 3 mountains?
To the east.
Those are both east.
Pirn is more like northeast.
It's still east.
While this is happening, I turn around and I'll open my book on Pilm and I will like try to skim through for Cavern of Shadows and
my
Lightbringer.
Oh my god. Oh my
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Investigate.
At 20 now.
like a Fodor's of Nabel.
Through osmosis, I now know.
Dirty 20.
Okay, you, in the very quick cursory glance through your book, see a couple words that say shadow, and a couple words that say caves, but not together and not what you're looking for.
Try this one, and I'll pull one off a shelf.
Yeah. Oh
What
no,
is
not
it?
that book.
What is this?
Called The Caverns of Shadow.
I'll take this one.
All right, Brill. Well, here's the thing. I mean, clearly you've got some connections because you got a note inside the castle. You got it to us. That impresses me. I think we should all acknowledge that. You know who we are.
I acknowledge it.
Thank you.
That scares me.
I've come to find that sometimes you gotta just trust. Game recognizes game.
And respectfully, Mr. Brill, if you're trying to help us, we truly appreciate that. But you must understand we've put a lot of effort and planning into getting where we are, and just to abandon it to do something else off of the word of a stranger in a clock tower would need a lot of incentive to.
By all means, you can always try and traverse the maelstrom. But first, I feel like it's best that you come with me to hear out.
This is not the
The
clock
light.
tower. It is the Sorry. This is your mission, Brill.
So, I mean, I guess would it hurt to walk out
Take
of the
them
city
upstairs
and
if
hear
you'd
what
like
this
to.
guy is saying?
I think
and then
there's
come
more that
back
I can
and
show
shoot?
you.
Okay.
And I'll turn and go up a back staircase in the room.
Yeah. So you head up a back staircase in the room. As you do, you come to a third floor. In this room, you see many tinctures. Also different kinds of apothecary tools. You see several mixing vestibules and solvents kind of lining. They're still bubbling. You see several other members dressed in the blue robes, and they kind of turn to you, and you see one dressed in a white robe with blue accents. It is a older woman with silver hair. Prill, what is the meaning of this?
I feel that we've gotten to the point where they respect the mission but don't quite understand the severity of the situation. And they need to see a little more to believe.
I understand. Welcome. My name is Caftharda. This is a place of science study. For those, he looks kind of at each of you, and then she turns to Bjorn. Bjorn is science is the study of things that we can see.
See, Trevor, that's what happens when you miss.
With our eyes. We search for things that can be repeated.
So just another question. So this clock tower is a pretty big feature in the city, right? Like, would I be shocked to know that there's this like group of people operating inside? I mean, are we talking almost like Doctor Who? Like, there's the inside is not matching the outside.
It is not that,
Okay.
but it is like from the outside. It looks nice, but it's the clock tower.
Right. Like, I would have
Nobody goes
never
into the clock
imagined
tower.
this group of blue cloaked people.
No one goes in with blue cloaks. No one
Yeah.
leaves with blue cloaks.
Okay. So this is really impressive.
They leave with brown cloaks.
I mean, from the looks of downstairs, other than the couple footprints you saw, it doesn't look like anyone's been downstairs
Right.
in a very long time.
Norman, do you like this like science stuff? What do you make of all this?
Oh, he likes magic.
Science?
You look legit.
I don't know. I didn't do science. I did.
You worked in a library.
You're
I did
dressed-
economy.
He was a psychologist for himself.
I
Remember?
wasn't a psychologist at all.
You
I
don't
see.
say.
I see your confusion. See, we deal in science, not the arts.
My work life is chasing me. So what do you do here, Capthalder?
Cafthalda.
Capthalder?
It's fine.
Capthalder? Capthalder?
Cafthalda. Like think Cafthalda.
Caterpillar.
Cafthalda.
Capthalder.
Oh my god. What would you like, little man? You're not little. Like everyone keeps calling you little man.
all
but
in
you're
life,
not.
but I am young. So what kind of science do you do here?
This science is a delicate matter. We study the metaphysics of reality. We study prisms, light, the orchestrated dance between it and the dark. Also medicine. Here we study medicine.
So I'm looking at Brill, I'm looking at Kyle, I'm looking. And what metaphysics? What will it have to do with like us?
You've got to go.
Go.
To the
That is an ontological question. You want to know why you should know.
It's what I said, yeah. Ontological.
I just how do you know what we are trying to do?
Well, the Lightbender told us.
Who is the Lightbender?
I'm-
It's not your brother.
He is a man of great mystery. He resides in Piln. He has called for you by name.
Is it Phineas?
Gonna run through the NPCs we've met.
I'm not sure. We know him as the Lightbender.
And he knew we'd be here.
Well, that's like Phineas knew
And he,
kind of what we were doing, and he was trying to help us. Remember?
Phoenix is a good
We can
guess.
talk on the road.
You really think we could go now?
I think you need to leave.
What are we gonna do?
What about your brother? What about the people? Our friends? We can't leave him again, Whisper.
Oh, I know. We can't like leave Snake
But
Eye
did you-
Joe just sitting by the fountain.
Did you promise them we were coming right back?
No, I think I made that mistake once. But your brother, yeah. I don't know what our...
He's good with Anne, I believe, and the rest of the pirates. If they don't set him
How
free.
far do we have to go? Like, how far east? We don't know. A day, a week?
It'd be about a. It would be about a. So through the city, it'd be about a day, and then a day and a half.
Oh.
Oh, so we could come back and get the boat if this is something crazy.
What do you say, Rue? I'm getting Australian.
I'm not a
I heard a little FDR.
I know.
earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Not what your contract. I mean, what's his name? Oh my gosh.
John F. Kennedy?
Thank you. I was thinking literally the Schitt's Creek reference where they get them mixed up and they're like yelling at each other. That's not JFK. That's FDR.
I'm not I'm not opposed to following any lead that might come across us, but I am concerned that we would lose this skiff that the Marquis is offering, and
Well, what if we go and get go talk to your brother and like go grab Aaron, and then when we're there we can ask the business lady who runs that place if she could go vouch for us, and then we can come back.
Brill could vouch for you if given if he sees your character warranted.
You got connections in the castle with the Marquis?
I have a friend or two. One of them owes me a favor.
I don't think that they were like I don't think they were like get someone to vouch for you in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. I think
I feel
so.
as
yeah.
though if you come and hear out the Lightbender, I think that's your next step. From there, we'll do what we can to help you get where you want to be.
Like, why is everyone trying to help us?
That's my problem.
Like, everyone's talking to us and everyone wants to help us. My people don't help anybody.
Definitely something to question, but not something to turn away at the moment, I
Yeah,
think.
that's a good call.
So, should we stop by the Blooming Petal really quick? And
It takes all hands to bring in the harvest.
to get the rest of the hands for this particular harvest. And
Yeah, we should.
I like playing your character, Trevor.
Should we get Aaron in before he gets bobbed in for
More
apples?
body for apples. Right, if anything, we should at least tell him where we're going.
and then we need to figure out what to do with his brother,
And what is your brother's name?
George.
George.
I knew it was something basic.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Brill. Sounds like we're gonna go with you, but we got to stop at the Blooming Petal on our way. You want to come?
I can do that.
Do you have enough of me, sir?
Thank you, Kyle, for your time. Good luck in your studies.
Thank you, friends. And please visit the
Probably not.
the clock tower again.
Oh, is
We
this the
found the
place?
place.
Is this the place? Okay, but maybe we shouldn't leave because there's good stuff here. That's the rumors.
Maybe we found the good stuff.
I think you should go now.
You have been incredibly patient with us, Ryan.
I don't want to be rude, but I'm not opening that door for you, friends.
All right.
We can always come back here.
Now we know.
Please don't.
He's really good with libraries.
All right, so you guys head out of the clock tower. You go out the main street door. I would say, Brill, you would probably want to change your robes.
Okay.
To,
Yeah,
into more like-
change into travel gear.
Yeah.
Basically, grab my.
you can take your robes with
Rucksack.
you, but yeah.
Yeah.
What is your weapon? Do you have a weapon?
I have a long sword
Okay.
and a shield. People walk around Gavra with just like strapped.
Yeah, I mean, they not really, but
Okay.
but the guards and stuff do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe city. Like,
Okay.
Do any of us have like? Do you have like big armor on?
Yeah, I've got my
Okay.
the stuff I usually
it's
wear.
not. It's not like
It's
you're
not.
gonna draw,
It's not.
You're not gonna draw
huge,
a crowd.
but
Yeah,
it's.
You're not gonna draw a crowd, but like,
Yeah.
Full
if they were
body.
donned, you would.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you look like you know how to use it.
I'm weathered.
Yeah. And so it's like so we're in this room full of eggheads, scientists. Did he fit in?
I would say that his age made him fit in. Like, I mean, like he has a kind of like, he has a distinguishing. Like, think Pierce Brosnan, but gray hair, or like,
The retriever.
yeah,
Hey,
like
we
George
need
Clooney.
this.
I'm not
He's
George
just,
Clooney.
he's just straight up a silver fox.
That's it. Like, right? You kind of.
But he's got brown hair.
You have gray hair. And,
No.
No. The
Dark.
hair isn't so gray, but the face is weathered from
perfect.
trips through.
But everyone else was
between
dressed
here and
more
film.
like in just robes.
Yeah,
Correct.
There's only
like,
one
like
armor.
there's the academics, then he is.
He
something
looks a
like-
little more.
That's what I was getting.
Like
at.
the
Well,
muscle.
it's
He's
his
their
character.
muscle.
You can just.
Yeah.
however you
No, you're
want.
right. Yeah, like
You're their muscle.
Yeah. And not so much like they get in trouble, but like, hey, carry this box.
Yeah,
It's why you took Bjorn with you.
He's doing the
Yeah.
good work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as you leave, like you kind of, maybe you draw the conclusion. Maybe that's why Kyle was there. You don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Kyle's massive.
that's probably not true, but
Yeah.
I mean, he might draw that reference.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So you guys leave the clock tower. As you do, one of the guards kind of walks up to you and is like, "What were you doing in there?"
Fixing
We
it.
weren't in there. And we walked away. And I just kind of put my hand on Normandy's back and like escort him along.
Well, I was talking. You just kind of walk up.
Did you this? We were not in there.
I was like, I'll defer to the guy who peddles in secrets and let him.
So you start to head back. It'll take you about 3 hours to get back to the
Edges.
blooming petal,
Oh,
if that's where you're headed.
yeah.
I think so.
Is that where your brother is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
we.
And then
sent it
so
back
we want
to.
to pick up Aaron and figure out
What to
and
do with him?
pack up our stuff. Yeah.
All right. Eli, what number you want on a D4?
I want.
You want.
I want a 3.
You want a
Are
3.
we gonna roll it to where we can see it? Oh yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
4.
All right. It's not a 3.
That was an evil dice.
So you head back. You go through the city. I think at this point it's starting to get. You sit 3 hours there, 2 hours there. It's like pretty late afternoon, like 4ish in the afternoon. By the time you reach the blooming petal, you hear from probably about 2 blocks away the ruckus coming from inside. Just kind of there's some sea shanties being sung. You kind of hear the muffled singing of like times gone by. Remember when the Kraken came and sank our bloody ship, blah blah, and then we fall of it, and they're just keeping so. And as you walk in, you see Ernan sitting in the parlor. He has a black eye and a bloody nose, and you see Aggie pushing a cold compress up against his shoulder, and he's just kind of looking at everybody. All right, so before you judge,
Let me guess, he got away.
you should see the other 3.
3? What happened?
I was
He was
accosted My fragile frame was accosted. Thank God nothing bad happened. And he points over at Isabella, his guitar, and it seems to be in pristine condition. I'm so sorry I let you all down, but I will say the piece of my tongue that I have currently almost masticated off should be enough of a punishment.
Did you lose the man?
Yes, I lost the man. He
Wasn't
So
he
you just see
shackled?
Aggie look. He was attacked by quite a few people, and he actually did fight for a little bit. He handed me his guitar and told me to run. And when I came back, he was in a bad way.
Do you remember what attire they were wearing? Any symbols?
No, I'm sorry. I wish I had seen it, but I did not. I'm sure, based on context, they were either your encounter or your frecked family.
Well, we appreciate the effort, and we should have not sent you alone with somebody who was.
It's my fault. I was trying some altruism, and I have learned that volunteering is for the birds.
Well, on that subject, I think we got to ask you to volunteer to travel with us. We're gonna follow this bloke, Brill, to go learn some more information. And we might have a lead on a ship.
5 stars.
That's right.
Do you want to go, or do you want to stay here until you are not like that?
Well, honestly, no one has been pampering to my needs because apparently 3 strikes and you're out. So I might as well come because I'm not coming here.
Okay. It's
The road is definitely where I go to look for, pampering.
is Snake
We have different modes of expression, you and me.
is Snake Eye Joe around?
He's back up in the snake room. If you want, I could honestly, you courtier, I'm sure would let you in. Now that you have, gone through the. I'm
Dude,
sure we could.
we didn't tell them we were like we could probably leave them for a day or two, right? I just don't want to feel like we have to babysit grown men.
I think we could just.
They do a lot of that here.
Yeah.
So in the corner of the parlor, you see the young girl with her feet up on one of the tables, and she's like flicking one of the toothpicks. You and me both.
Oh, yeah. Can you just let them know that we're not leaving. We didn't go get a ship and leave without them. We just have to go check out something, and we'll be back, but not right back.
So she takes the toothpick out, and she kind of flicks it, and she puts her feet down, and she walks up to you, and she's about up to your height. Like, she's starting to have some growth spurts, so she's up there, but she's wearing this all leather, and even though she's a tiny little human, she has some gravitas to her. Like, she's seen
Is she as
some
tall
stuff.
as I am?
I think so.
I'm like almost 6 foot tall.
She is not. So she's about 5'8". So she's a tall
Okay.
girl. But she comes up and she just kind of looks at you. I've already told you my situation. So if you tell me that this is important to you, that you need a little bit of time, I will impress upon you that I also have some urgency. But as you seem to be, our meeting seems to have been, she seems like she wants to find the word and she just kind of lets it sit. I'll wait.
I still don't understand what you need so urgently, but you've not really been very forthcoming.
Give it time.
We just don't want the rowdy men to flip their shit.
They have enough gold, booze, and pleasures. They've probably forgotten all about the mission.
Well, just know that that we haven't, even though we don't have all the answers right now as to what exactly is happening. Just know that it is for the greater good. We are still this is our way of getting over to the mainland.
Sounds good. And just know that, not always, but just to put that bug in your ear, one of my friends may or may not be watching you.
Are you friends with Mark?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, he's always watching.
You do notice that the quiet guy is not here.
Oh. Wait a minute.
You just look out the window, and the Mark is like on the 3rd story, just looking in the window.
He's invisible.
He's just always.
All right.
We have an accord?
We'll be back as soon as we can.
Chill out a little bit.
Sounds like you understood where I'm coming from then.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Honestly, I kind of like her.
Of course you do.
Like, she's like in your face.
The quicker we leave, the
I
quicker
think
we'll get
that
back.
You just have some crazy desire to have children because you like all of the young kids, but you won't admit it.
Here.
I just like kind of turn away from her and walk.
That is the greatest thing that any of us can. And you just keep walking away. Okay, so you guys head out of the Blooming Petal. It's about 5 o'clock. If you could make a short distance, you won't be able to get through the whole city tonight unless you're going to walk throughout the night. It's up to you.
There must be a place we can stay.
Oh yeah, it's a
far in the
city.
Town.
There's lots of taverns and stuff. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you continue on.
Yep.
Sounds great. You continue on for quite a while. Can I get a D100, please?
I'll roll it.
Let's how about our guest rolls it.
Oh man.
I like rolling. Sorry.
Do more stuff.
30 even.
Ooh.
All right.
It's over 20.
30 even.
What?
What?
No way.
I rolled a 30 even.
That's crazy.
Wow.
What are the odds?
We find a massive treasure.
So you hit my exact number. So you walked through about, I would say, midnight. And as you're walking, a small fog begins to set onto the ground, and a cold chill begins to blow in from the coast. As you are moving through the street, you notice that it begins to get more and more sparse, like less and less people, like the fogs of London. In the distance, you hear the toll of church bells. To what god, you're not quite sure. You two might know, but most likely it's Seth. But you kind of see the doors begin to shut, the window curtains begin, the window blind. What are those? The shutters. The shutters begin to shut. And kind of behind each of you as you're walking through the kind of cobblestone, the clump of your feet, the kind of plot, you begin to think that someone's following you.
Can I look?
Sure. Perception.
And I will like. Do you feel like someone's following us? And I want to try to get everyone to look.
At once.
Well,
Just stop and turn.
Everybody always.
like sneakily.
I always feel like someone's watching me.
Bravo.
8.
That's not going to get it.
You sort of indicate this. We kind of have this feeling. Could I try one of these cool, like sort of? So we're sort of walking, and I'm gonna do one of these like leap up into the shadows, or like to see if I can.
Acrobatics?
Yeah, well, I was gonna do stealth. Like I'm trying
Sounds
to.
great.
So that is a 25.
Oh yeah, so you just
So I'm like, I suddenly disappear to see if I can see whoever's following.
So as they keep
follow
walking,
the follower.
you see what looks like a figure in black armor walking through the streets, getting closer to you.
Is he also wearing a helmet?
He is.
Does he have green eyes?
You can't see that from the darkness. But it almost looked like it was a figure. So roll me a perception. Roll high.
Stab him.
19.
So it looked as though this was like a normal soldier in kind of like everyday garb. And as he kind of like goes through one of the lights, like one of the torch lamps, into the shadow, when he comes back into another one, he's in armor.
So he wasn't. Then he went past. Okay.
Okay.
So I would like to. So this kind the way I'm kind of imagining it, like so I sort of jumped into the shadows. They kept walking. I watched this guy. I would like to try and do some parkour, like street stuff.
Yeah.
To get back to the party.
Acrobatics.
All right. That is a 16.
Yeah, so you start to jump. I mean, it's you know the city pretty well, so you start making some progress, and the figure just kind of heavy footsteps. As you get to the party, though, and you kind of, you immediately get to them, what do you say?
All right, there's a bloke following us. He doesn't look good. One guy, though, armor, bad news. That might be
The
him.
helmet just rips off as some type of concussive force seems to blast into his helmet as he falls to the ground.
Where did it come from?
You're not sure.
Okay.
I
mean,
see.
know.
Okay.
I turn and push them all into the cover of like an outcrop or something of the nearest building, and like draw my shield quickly and like look back. But I'm trying to like.
So a moment later, as you're kind of like seeing in the lamplight, you see the kind of black figure kind of start to put himself back together, and you see another figure kind of dressed up in these hard brown leathers with his face covered. And you see, and the metal just kind of shrapnels onto the ground. He turns to you.
Is it which one was following us?
Big guy on the ground.
He just kind of goes like this and walks back down one of the alleys, and the shadows just kind of.
Yeah. As he walks away, I'll just give a thumbs up.
Do you know that guy? who
That's
was
for your
following
30
us?
hitting a 30.
Was he with you?
The guy on the
Have
ground.
I seen any of this before?
Never. This looked like the guy that was with the little girl.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the guy on the ground. Like, does he know? Does he know the
Quiet
guy?
guy? Is this the?
That was a quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet guy
Yeah,
took
the
out
guy
the
that
dude
was-
following us.
Yep.
Okay.
But the dude who was following us, like, that's who I meant. Like, do you know him?
No.
I'll go up to him and I'll kind of like search
He's
his
gone.
pockets.
Right?
Oh, he's gone.
He disintegrated.
So
Okay.
when the armor blew apart,
Gotcha.
he's
Okay,
gone,
I
and
see,
so
I
are the
see.
remnants of the armor. It's almost
Okay.
like they went back into the shadows.
Oh, okay.
We should hurry.
Are we sleeping, or are we just gonna go?
Well,
Is the city more dangerous than outside of the city?
Depends.
When shadowed armored figures are following you.
I mean, I think the group believes that Silas knows.
yeah.
It's
How
your
far?
threat.
How far from the border, from the gates are we?
So you've walked till about midnight. So I would say that you'll reach the city in about. It would take you about 4 hours
oh, to get to the end of
to
the
the
city.
edge of the city.
So we're gonna have to find a place to stay in the city. We can't walk till 4 in the morning.
In the distance, you do hear the kind of jovial merriment of a light-hearted tavern.
Perhaps we can catch a couple hours and get out before
Well,
dawn.
all of us can hole up in one room and take turns keeping watch, and
I'll just keep watch.
that's right.
So as you walk toward this tavern, you see people begin to kind of come out, and you see they're still kind of drunk, and they've got. Did you hear that? What was that? I heard something.
Sorry.
I don't think it was that.
No.
You sneeze that loud.
Yeah.
Well, come on in. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Come on in.
Thank you.
You walk in. You walk into. It's called the Raggedy Rat. It is a establishment. You want to do a history? See if you've ever been here.
The Raggedy
Rat.
Rat. Yeah. How about a 16?
It's just a local pub. It's a local pub of one of the lower districts. This is a more impoverished area. A lot of seamsters, like poor seamsters, shoemakers, things like that. But you remember, at least once you've had a bender here. Good folk.
And you don't want the wings. The Raggedy Rat.
No, they're bat wings. So you come in and you see that there is some jovialness happening. Like they're pretty far away from the calamity of the other day. They seem unaffected. Seems to be the end of a day, maybe the end of a week for a few people. There is a bard playing up on the stage. There's some general goodwill here. In fact, the warm amber light coming from the torches in here seems to kind of wash off the darkness and fog that you just experienced. And there's a sense in the back of your head that you're not sure if those things would come to some place like this.
Safety.
All right. Well, should we get a room then? Who accepted the cash from the Marquis?
I have money written down.
What'd they give? 250?
I only have
yeah.
I have 38. Oh, I wrote down my share.
Oh, is that what you did?
We all got 25 gold,
Okay.
I think.
Yes, we walk up to the bar. Tavern keeper. Oh, if we need a room for the night.
For all of you,
Yeah, right.
there's quite a few of you. All right, we'll run in a deal. All of you, I'll get you a meal too, 2 gold.
Sure, that sounds fine.
All right, 2 gold.
Just because, it's so late and all.
Seems
So we're paying more for less time.
Yep.
What kind of meal do you have for the night?
Oh, we got bread, chowder, and I'll get you a flagon of ale if you want one. It's good stuff, make it myself in my basement. Only 2 people gone blind. Got the recipe just right.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, well, 2 gold, please.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Make yourself at home. You're in for a treat. We got Ricky the Rat playing on lute.
Did Aaron come with us? He did, didn't he? Yeah.
He got a sling, and he's kind of... this is what they call music. He's barely even making love to the guitar. Look at him. I can barely hear it.
Such a shame that you can't play with your broken arm.
Yeah, don't heal him.
Do not. I'll grab a table back in the corner somewhere.
All right. Yeah. After a few moments, he brings by some bread with just a little bit of mold on it. You could wipe that off. But he also has a good bowl of chowder. Smells like the sea. And 2 flagons of ale that are real sudsy.
So it smells like the sea, but it's just bread. So that's...
No, it's chowder.
Chowder.
Does chowder always have seafood in it?
Yeah. Well, this does. But it's like real sea.
How crowded is the place now? It's about around midnight. How many people?
I would say there's about, I don't know, let's say 7 plus the bard. The bard's kind of winding down. That's why he's barely, just kind of just winding down.
Anyone who seems the guild?
Not that is noticeable at first glance.
Okay.
There's not many marks in this side of town.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I want to look. Does he seem nervous that we're stopping? Like, do you look nervous?
He looks more nervous because he's the kind of guy who takes work very seriously and doesn't understand why people don't have fun around him. Because he wants to be fun, but he's very serious about what he does. Aww. So he's kind of sitting at the table, stoic and eating, but awkwardly eating and not making much conversation. So,
That's great.
Oh, so Brill, what's your story?
I'm supposed to take you out of the city.
Right.
And
But for that, right?
Yeah.
oh,
Are you from Gavra?
most recently, the last few years, I've established my home here.
Do you live in the clock tower?
No, that'd be silly. That's where all the science happens.
Well, it doesn't look like people go
I'm on the
in and
road
out.
a lot. They send me on errands or tasks, usually across country.
Have you met this light vendor before?
Once or twice.
What's he like?
Fair. Very fair. Takes his responsibilities very seriously.
Does he have a big beast?
No.
Does he wear a top hat?
Is he slightly blue?
Is he bigger than a bread box?
Is he a bread box?
How many syllables?
No beast. Not a bread box. No top hat. Did you have a question?
Slightly blue?
No.
How long have you worked with him?
The last couple years, he sent notice to me for some tasks.
I know it seems crazy, but like, why do they call him the Lightbender?
I'll look around the room. Is everybody pretty well intoxicated?
Yeah.
Anybody? I'm gonna just go ahead. Oh, never mind. I just start talking.
I'm very persuasive.
I look around the room and just like to see if anyone's paying attention to us. But I really want to tell them more.
Yeah, sounds good.
If somebody has asked me for some input, and normally that doesn't happen at the Arcanium. So I'm excited to tell my side of the story. What was your question?
Why do they call him the Lightbender?
Well, you see, there's this balance between light and dark, and it's not a good and evil struggle, which I had a really hard time wrapping my head around for a long time. But he takes that light and uses it to offset the dark, and then sometimes the dark needs to push back against the light. You know, it's really kind of a middle ground, this gray area, the dusk, if you will. I don't know why they don't call him Dusk. I thought that was a cool name.
That is a cool name.
We could just call him that.
Yeah.
You could call him the
He doesn't know.
Dusk
He
Bender.
doesn't know his name, so we just call him Rue.
What if we call him the Dusk Tender?
Aaron.
No, it's Light Bender.
But like you said, dusk.
And you're drunk.
Tens.
Please don't tell him that I'm.
Are we talking like
Maybe
it's a
you
si-
guys could be the Dusk Tenders, but he.
Honestly, this conversation is. He gets up. Listen, sit down. Just sit down. Everyone here is tired of it.
And then he just starts like this.
How is he playing?
He seems fine while playing.
So he's faking it.
Yes, honestly, it's the fret right here. This is what you hear. No, I know, but that's honestly like, I can't believe you consider yourself a bum.
Okay, and then we let that
And he
be
just
into
kinda-
the background.
Yeah.
So he bends light. Is it light like at Gavra in the towers? Or like in her necklace?
I think it might just
That's
be
a
a.
sore subject. There's like no light in there.
Fear!
There's a lot of studying. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the brains of the Arcanium, but you did find what you were looking for.
So,
My people have been known to tend the light.
okay, Bjorn.
Flames.
So,
Just deep breath.
how did you get involved with these people?
I answered an ad. There was,
We demand your entire backstory right now.
there was a request for a long journey on a caravan. We were waylaid a time or two, and I took my job seriously. From there, I was given another job and hit the road again, and come to find out we were transporting some very technical equipment. And
Oh,
So I sort of look. I don't know how the Arcanium relates to the Marquis, but I've got to tell you, the Marquis is in some deep shit because she's got a guy whispering in her ear named Silas Pellegraph, who's not good. I don't know, what is the relationship between the Arcanium?
do I know anything about Silas?
He kind of came out like a black horse. Like he was just a guard at the reef, and now all of a sudden he's talking to the Marquis.
Yeah.
I think it's concerning the Arcanium as well.
Okay, so like the Arcanium works closely with like the
Do they?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, like what is the relationship with the Arcanium?
I think there's some mutual concerns that everybody is ready to discuss when we're in the right place.
Yeah, I would say that the Arcanium is more like a shadow
Or just
off
like
the
a
books.
like a third-party organization that just knows so much. They've gotten so much power over time. And
I think that they might actually be commissioned by the kingdom, but like they're like a black site.
do you transport things to, what are those, where are the,
I whisper to where they can't. The barrels
The islands?
The Shattered Isles?
Yeah, have you been there to the Shattered Isles?
I've not left the mainland.
So...
Right? I mean,
No, that's great.
We've been finding these things, like glints, but glints that are black, that make people sick. Have these been into the have you heard about these in the Arcanium?
No, nothing of the sort. Like they've been drained, or like tainted.
tainted a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
No, because you guys
Infected.
don't you drain them to make your drugs?
No, I don't make drugs.
Your
we've
family.
we've seen examples of the glint having been drained of the light. Not exactly sure if that's what's left over, if that's what's causing this sickness. To my understanding, the light from the dark in the glints can be separated.
So that's good that they're not involved with that. That's a whole nother thing.
But they could study it. I mean, we don't know that we don't know about your plot point. So for all we know, they are there. The barrels that we found that we could get to.
Yeah.
I would definitely send word for them to go investigate.
What about the attacks of the other night? Do your people know anything about that?
I was just coming back into the city at that point. I heard about it shortly after I arrived.
Well, we have a lot more questions than answers.
Yeah.
But
It's a short trip.
hopefully
but
the Lightbender will be able to do something for us.
Life is a journey.
Come sail away.
That's what we're trying to do. Is sail.
You just have to believe.
Well, are we
Yeah.
ready to turn in then?
I think we better.
Okay. Right before we leave, or as we're leaving, I will, underneath the table, I'll give a little hand motion under my breath. I will cast Detect Evil and Good. And as we're standing, I'll take our dishes and our flagon up to the bar counter, and then just kind of like take a wide circle around the bar, and just kind of keeping a sense out for anything, and then head upstairs with everybody else.
So you detect something that, as you draw the line, you detect something in the bar that is both light and good. It seems to be moving over by the fireplace, and it's letting off both that kind of rancorous, like, din of evil, and also this plume of beautiful perfume and good.
Okay,
As you look, you see nothing.
Because it's the Marek and he's eating darkness.
yeah. As I pass by the area, I go, Mark.
Smarek is upset because you have not fed Smarek like you said you would feed Smarek. Smarek is believing that you are not trustworthy.
We had food over at the table, but you've been invisible this entire time, so we didn't know where you
Did
were.
you not think Smarek would be here? Smarek said he would be here. You told Smarek to be invisible, and then you pretended like he hasn't existed in 3 days.
I'll go back up to the bar. Could I just get a little bit more of that bread?
Oh, it's fine. I overcharge you for the rooms.
And I'll kind of like walk up the stairs with the bread just kind of hanging by my side as I walk
Didn't
up.
leave me any chowder. None chowder for Smarek. But bread, thanks. Oh, thank you so much.
Well, if you don't want
Be
it,
there for the continental breakfast.
right? There will be more in the morning.
Smarek gets the bed, and you will sleep on the floor. Yes?
Fine.
Marek agrees to these terms and will be less curmudgeon-y in the morning.
I'll be the last one into the room, and I'll just kind of hold the door open for a 5K.
I am in here.
Do I hear an invisible voice?
I think you. I mean, I am in
Yeah,
here.
it's like it's not hiding it.
Oh my gosh. This is kind of the way we travel.
I had to make an agreement. Thamar gets one of the beds.
How many beds are in this room?
Is it just
He didn't have enough room. So, like, he gave you 3 different rooms, each with twin beds.
Oh,
two
okay.
twin beds.
Gotcha. Okay.
not just like sleep in a corner like a cat?
Please he'll get my bed. And that's all
You
there
could,
is.
I'm not gonna Helena and I aren't gonna lay in a bed, so
Right.
you can just go in our room, and I'll keep the door open for our room because I'm gonna keep an eye on the hallway.
Or do we all just want to stay in the same room regardless? I'm fine with the floor.
I'll make sure. I promise. I'll actually watch. I'll just make sure that nobody goes into your guys' rooms.
Yeah.
I'll just leave our door open. You and Helena can go sleep, and you and Smart can have the beds.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, you begin to go to sleep. And as you do, it's about 1 a.m. So those of you who are going to bed, you fall restfully asleep. Helena and Veer stay up. At about 1 a.m, you hear a rather loud, almost cacophonous applause coming from downstairs. like it's rather intense. And in fact, it sounds like there are probably 20 or 30 people cheering downstairs. It is so loud that it would wake anybody who wants to be woken up. Otherwise, you could just kind of put the pillow over your head and keep sleeping. But it's like the cacophony kind of mellows out, and you just hear yelps and cheers and people like toasting and almost like screams and crying. And
Helena, will you go?
no, No?
I'm on my feet in a moment.
Yeah.
So
Screaming and crying?
I go get.
Like,
I get her a comfy chair. And
Wails.
she said she wouldn't give up.
bras being shot on the stage.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to decide. Does it sound like, so it doesn't sound like, I guess I was like, you said crying, like, it's like.
It's like a celebration. More.
like-
It
or
doesn't
like
sound like anything bad.
Elvis fans.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm getting at. Like, is it a celebration of, like, great news that have, like, or, like, the end of a great
You would
show?
assume so, but you
Alright.
want to do a
I have no
insight?
idea.
Yeah, I
so-
do. I've been with Aaron a lot, so I would hope I would know how his shows end. Oh yeah, that is a 19 plus whatever.
This is not Aaron's show.
Yeah, that's what I. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get up too.
Like Aaron's could play the guitar, but he's not a showman
Yeah.
like this.
All right, so yeah, I want to go down and see what it is too.
You guys, you have to go to sleep. You both are getting ready. Oh, I have
I'm
to
like
leave even later.
barefoot, sword in hand, sneaking down the.
What's all the racket?
Sneaking down the stairs, basically. Look.
I am still unconscious and incorporeal.
I'll sleep.
Oh yeah, so he just kind of phases out.
Yeah.
Well, that's also kind of why I was like, you and Mark, like, no one should see you sleep. Like, you guys sleep in here. I'll sit up.
All right, so who heads down? Yes, you're still sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want your spells. I get it.
I'm
Oh, no, I have my
still
spells.
I'm still watching.
Okay, perfect. Bjorn and Helena stay up. They're just like, we're not dealing with it. You get down and you notice that that in the corner, Aaronin is playing. He's playing Happy Fiesta. There it is. People are beside themselves. You walk downstairs into the Raggedy Rat and you see that people, there's about 35 people. Chairs have been moved to the side. People are dancing. You see this very old man sitting on the bar, just tears streaming across his face. And he just kind of looks up and he's just like, my son did it! He made it back from the Shattered Isles! And you see people just like freaking out, and in the corner you see just drunk beyond belief, a young boy. Just I made it home, everybody! And you just hear people screaming, Piccolo! Piccolo's home! Piccolo's home!
Oh god. Kevin should have been there. Should have been there for the game.
All right.
It seems
Someone go.
seems like a celebration, and I'll put my sword away.
I'll walk up to the guy on the bar. You're saying your son got back from the Shattered Isles?
He's been there for almost 8 years, and you know how it goes. He was paying off my debt. I turned a new leaf and I thought I'd never see him again, but there he is. It's true. People can come back. Debts can be paid.
How old is the kid?
He looks to be about, I would say, 26.
Okay.
And he's drunk,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't think we're gonna get a lot out of him.
Maybe a lot more than you normally would get out of.
Yeah, I guess I'll wander over to him and like, oh, I hear you've been in the Shattered Isles, lad.
I haven't had a
he's
shout
older
out,
than I
but no more. Because I was a good barrel loader. I loaded up the ships and I put them away, and my friend said, hey, Piccolo, we don't want to do that. We want to cause a ruckus. And I said, no, I'm going to keep on doing what me told. And so I did. And lo and behold, they's all dead and I's home.
Hey, what kind of barrels?
These big barrels with a snake on the top eating it and stuff. But don't worry, most of them didn't make it back. They all burned up in the fire.
What fire?
There was a big fire on one of the ships because it got attacked by revolutionaries. But they're dead now. That just goes to show you.
Stick with the status
Stick
quo.
with the status quo.
So you just they let you go?
They said, Piccolo, you're an example, Larry employee. And we have to keep the morale high because people believe no one can make it back. But guess what? Piccolo did.
Where do the barrels go?
Well, they go all over. I don't know. I've not been on those ships. They were run by the captain. I'm not sure what happened to him.
What was his name?
Not remember what was the top of my tongue. He wore a white, beautiful thing. It's very pretty. If I was the captain, though, I would wear blue.
Good lad. Enjoy your evening.
Who are you? Can I buy you a drink?
Oh no.
My father's buying. Father,
Oh, go ahead.
drink for my friend.
I got hit the rack.
My friend over here. He wants to know about the Shadow Isles. Come on, give him a drink.
Are the Shadow Isles beyond the Maelstrom?
They are to
No.
the
Oh,
west.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like where people go, like if you're born there, you're probably born there like in debt, and you're pretty much like you have to work your
It's
whole
indentured
life.
servitude.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
bad. But
And-
they send people there, right?
And they were mining there too,
They
right?
are.
And this is where we think the glints came from.
Okay.
The bad stuff.
The bad.
And that's what. And that
Glints are mined, is that correct?
Yeah.
Like gems, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like shrapneled into mountains, deep into the mountains.
Okay.
So we, as players, know a lot more than our characters
Sure,
do.
sure.
But at this moment, at least I know that. I mean, when he mentioned that snake eating itself, those are exactly the barrels we've seen.
Okay.
But I don't know that I'm gonna get a lot more out of this kid.
Give me a drink, please. And he hands you a flagon.
All right, thank you. Cheers
Cheers to my freedom.
to your freedom.
Piccolo to
Did-
freedom. No.
Did you ride into town on a boat? Were they
Did.
dropped off here today?
Yeah. Well, I had to walk a little bit of a ways, but yes, this evening.
In the harbor?
Mm.
What was the name of the boat you were on?
The name of the boat was the Sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus.
Sarcophany?
Close.
Sar-
The Thank you.
Necktie.
I'm inspired. I am. Evil Dead references always
Oh,
get
hey,
inspiration. I basically said it.
Between what they've said about the evil barrels and a ship coming in that was mining evil barrels, kind of what this guy... I start furiously scribbling a note to send off there. That they need to
Yeah.
investigate before this boat is unloaded. And
Perfect.
That's sweet.
So, what would you like to know about the Shattered Eyes? I've told a few lies. Well, honestly, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I was fed.
Look, where were the barrels coming from?
They were coming from the mines. And before I left, they said those mines were shut down because crazy things were happening.
Like?
I think deaths. I'm not positive, though. I think people died. I think that a lot of people died. Because there's There was like, shh, don't mention it. They said, Piccolo, we're gonna set you free, but don't tell anybody. But I just told you. And
No,
Piccolo's not supposed to.
We're nobodies.
You didn't tell anybody.
Yeah. And you said they were like revolutionaries. What was that about?
People don't like working.
Well, I bet there was like some really noble guards who probably died unfairly.
Honestly, the way I looked at it was like, I get it, you're paying off a debt, but then they pay you, and then you have to feed yourself. But what I say is, you can live off beans. Look at Piccolo. Piccolo.
You made it home.
I made it home.
Right, so revolutionaries, but why didn't they win?
Oh, because they burned up.
Or how?
Well, there was a guy. He was one of my charged leaders, and he went up and he said, "No, you can't be on this ship." And he went to like hit him, and he ended up punching a lantern, and he lit on fire. I think he's dead, honestly. But his corpse lit the ship on fire.
I bet he was awesome though.
He inspired
I really get to know.
several small children. Several small children were very inspired by him. One said, "I want to be like you." But he's dead.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
This is a very short-lived but well-loved character I had.
Very.
You know what?
20 minutes.
To him, he went down with the ship.
Wait, this was your.
Yeah, it was my character.
I was like played
I
like
critically failed
Like,
on
we
the
played,
one
like,
time I got to
terrible 4 little characters and are like
Okay.
at lodge.
It was a meat grinder.
Nice.
But yeah.
Kill the captain.
Piccolo, you should tell Aaron your story. Maybe he'll turn it into a song. I think he'd
You
love to
think
hear it.
so?
And I go upstairs to go to bed.
Yeah, a lot rhymes with Piccolo.
Piccolo.
Gigolo.
Dick hello.
It's been a whole night working on that.
That's so funny. I'll talk to him.
Yeah, I'm going to bed too.
Yeah.
All right.
I stay out the rest of the night.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'll get. We did learn a little bit though. Some boat bringing the from the Yorunganda just got into harbor today
From the islands?
from the Shattered Isles. That's right.
What is happening down there?
Oh well, it's like
It's not Aaron, right?
no,
one
no,
would do that, right?
no. It's like a lad. He got home safely. His dad throwing a party.
Okay, makes sense.
Have I ever heard of people coming back from?
It's very rare.
Okay.
It does
That's a good
happen,
question,
but it's
okay.
just enough to keep the rumor going.
Okay.
All right, so you head back up. Aaron begins to scribble down notes of this epic tale that will haunt you guys forever for giving him
Hello to Piccolo.
Piccolo.
I didn't think that through.
So the party continues for a little bit. As you go back up to your room, though, you hear a knock on the door.
Well, I'm watching the door.
Well, you hear the knock? Are you watching?
My door is open and I'm watching the hallway.
Well, he doesn't. This person doesn't know this. So you see a rather haggard-looking gentleman. It looks like he's been through it. He's missing a piece of his ear. He's missing a few fingers. It looks as though he's been basically looks like he crawled through barbed wire. His face is kind of cut up. He looks in a bad way, but he starts.
To his room?
Uh-huh.
I would go sneak up behind him and, hey, what are you doing?
He puts his hands up, and this survivor, what does he say? Because he ran away.
It's your
Oh
one
my
guy.
gosh!
What's his name?
God, I don't know if I have the sheet with me. Oh wait, so let's see. Did Clot? No, so Brimley died.
This one died. This one.
I made mine on D&D Beyond.
I didn't. I have my papers at home though. He's the guy with Randy.
So there was.
I threw a curveball at him. So
What was his occupation?
He was minor.
Oh, so is it Clot?
Oh yeah, my minor died.
I think it was.
Because Clot is a minor.
Yeah,
30
it
years
was the
old.
minor.
Yeah. All right. So, what did he say? I heard somebody down there asking questions about the mines, and I got information. I got things to tell you.
Okay, well, do you have a bed for the night? Because
I don't even have fingers.
For the night.
that's not really my problem. But you have to let my friend sleep, and you can talk to him in the morning.
It can't wait. You don't know what it took for me to get here, lady.
From where?
From the Shattered Isles. Where do you think?
I'm aware.
Are they celebrating you?
No.
I hear
they're
them
not
talking in
celebrating
the
me.
hallway, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll open the door and...
And then I'll
close
hit
it.
on the whisper.
Well,
Are you in bed yet?
I was just getting there.
There's another guy.
I think he should talk to all of you because I don't want to watch Martin talk to himself.
I do.
We're all really tired. I think you should do this.
Listen, we will tell him, but we're all together and we all need information.
All right, so yeah, we Whisper opens the door. You're there. Maybe if others heard this.
Doesn't Clot have a black glint?
Yeah, I threw it.
Oh,
to
they
him.
did throw
Yeah.
it to him. Yeah, and he caught it as he, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He did catch it.
Yeah, it was because that was my dying wish
On the boat.
on the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
Side quests.
So yeah. So I stumble in. And do I have ale with me? I carried a glass up
up
with
to
me.
you.
And I look around and say, "Oh, so you know about the black glints?
I think it's just. Is it just us? He can't
Did you
wake
know-
up.
I'm just like in the middle of the floor with everybody standing around. I'm just like,
Okay.
No, we went to their room.
oh, did you? Okay.
So and you're
We had
not
3
there.
rooms. That's right.
Just sleeping.
So it's just you
Okay.
and Whispers.
And
there, too.
Helena.
Okay. I heard you asking about the barrels.
Yeah. Do you know what's in them?
I know it's not good. I was in the mines, and they kept a lot of it from us. And then one day there was a terrible calamity, cave-ins, terrible things started happening, and I ran for it, and the guards just started cutting us down, because we went where we weren't supposed to go, and where we went, they were, I thought we were mining glints, like the shiny rocks. They've got a huge cavern down there with these black stones.
See.
These, like nothing I've ever seen. And we just kept running, and we got to a boat, this giant underground, like an ocean. Yeah, I know it sounds unbelievable, like an ocean. We were on this boat, and we were trying to get across, and there was you wouldn't believe it, like a monster with all kinds of tentacles and things, and started just ripping boats down.
Now that's a thing that people around here talk about.
You've heard of this kind of thing?
Yeah, have you heard about people talking about the sea monster?
Do you mean the jelly people that they keep talking about?
Yeah, there's been 2 different things that people have been talking about.
Well, and we saw it, right? The one outside at the, yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty believable to me.
Well, it is believable because look at this. And I slam on the table the one I've got.
It kind of seems to eat the light in the room.
I don't know what the hell it is, but it ain't good.
You notice on his hand, it looks like veins of black have started going up his arm.
I don't care about that.
Good thing Bjorn's asleep.
The the milk of human kindness is just sort of elvish
Seeping
kindness.
out of
Yeah.
you. Helena just kind of looks at your arm and goes, yep.
I grab like a piece of cloth out of my thing and
This is what we're talking about. I think this makes people really sick, so if you could just back away a little bit.
Is it touching it or breathing it in?
I don't know.
We don't know how it works.
You must have heard about the...
Maybe put it down.
Well, I'm going to wrap this and I tie it up. And I think that you should Oh, hold on here.
And I will grab one of I have a bunch of vials.
Yeah.
And I'll put it it's in the cloth in a vial.
Sure.
And then
I think your people should go study this.
That's about all I own in the whole world.
Here
that
you
you're
go.
taking.
And I give him a gold.
I lost 5 fucking fingers. You're giving me 1 gold for my one treasure and all my information.
What do you want? I don't have a lot either.
Helena kind of grabs you. Thank you.
Yeah, so she is very attractive. So Plot is like, it's quite all right. I'm happy to.
You're disgusting, but I thank you.
What would you like? What would you like?
I like start ruffling through my bag.
I mean, I've got nothing here. I've got nothing.
What do you want? What do you need?
I could use a few fingers
Well, I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
or a job.
Library.
Where are you going?
I'm asleep.
Where are you going?
Oh my god.
We're leaving the city.
I can't do
Please
that.
don't offer him severed human fingers.
I can.
It's
When?
fingers.
You're not wrong.
You can rest here for the night.
Yeah, you
And we'll
can.
figure it
have
out
a
in the
bed,
morning.
And then
We'll put him in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
And be gone when.
Did I come on the ship? How did I mean,
Yeah, you
like the last we saw of me, I had like ran.
Yeah.
you hid on the ship.
You would have been
So I
stowed away.
So I
on
stowed away on the
Nicolas'
ship. Okay.
ship.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I really came with like the shirt on my back and this glint. So
would you like do you need a weapon?
I got nothing. Anything you can do for me, I'd be grateful for.
Here's a dagger. I don't need that.
Is it just like
Let's let him stay in this.
I
one.
would give you some of my
So
stuff.
you guys can move into the other one. I'll be awake. So.
All right. Well, if you
tell
I
you.
don't sleep, so
Oh.
it's a whole
If
thing.
you wait for the big guy to
Hey.
get up, he might give you stuff because he has a kind of a soft heart.
I mean,
Wakes
I
up in
want
the
to
morning,
I want to
he's
help,
all
but I also have to take care of myself. I don't even know if my family's still alive.
That's a sad story. But that is making you sick. So,
Yeah, that's why it's in the vial, and that's why he's not carrying it.
so we're kind of doing you a favor.
Hey, Thmarek!
Can you help me?
Thmarek!
Can you help me with the sickness then?
I'm yelling for Thmarek.
Thmarek! Oh my god.
I take out some food.
You just wave beef jerky around.
What?
So you all of a sudden you just hear this kind of clunk, 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 and you see the floorboards kind
Can
of
you
moving.
please make yourself be seen?
What the hell?
If I do, if Mark does, then Mark can't go back into the shadows.
Why?
You hear a disembodied voice
Why?
because Mark had to consume a glint.
What?
Well, but can you look at this man's hand? He
What?
touched a dark glint.
You're dying.
What?
You're dying slowly.
Can you fix him?
Well, so is everybody. How slow are we talking?
Days.
Oh, that's
can
not
you-
That's slower than hours.
Can you fix him, or is it just his
I could,
hand?
but then Mark would have to become visible, and Mark would have to breathe in all the gunk, and then Mark could get sick. Mark can't do that all the time. Do you want Mark to get sick instead of him? Mark can make that happen.
No.
I vote yes.
Mark, that's kind of up to you. I'm not.
Mark says no then. I just met you. Sorry.
I have this. The one thing I bought with my extra gold was antitoxin.
Nice.
So perhaps it's something special from that Arcanium has been researching.
Sounds great.
And I'll pull it out and offer it to him. And I said, this is the only vial, but it should make you feel better. You'll have to drink this and then rest.
Thank you. This could be the first like kindness he's known in years.
Oh,
So, yeah.
He was not happy with my gold.
One freaking gold? You take my thing, stuff it in a jar? No. You paid 2 gold for this rat trap.
So I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
As-
Are you gonna drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, do you know if it works?
I'll see.
Take it back.
You're still dying, but slower.
How slow now?
I don't know. I don't
Longer than days, though?
maybe.
I'll take it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's what it is. Yeah.
They just call it the juice.
The juice.
It's loose.
Is that all you wanted for Smarek?
I don't know. What do you want? You can stay up with me if you don't sleep.
Wait,
And
what
I'm
is
like
that?
waving my I'm like waving my hand where I think they're talking. What are you talking to?
It's
He begins to
invisible.
smell around, and he starts to sniff for the whatever
I
the black
pull it
thing
out.
is.
It's wrapped and in this container.
You should get rid of that.
Should they study it?
Is it safe in this container?
It's not safe anywhere.
Oh, it's not normal.
You kind of hear this, like you can't see it, but you kind of hear this,
Yeah, like he's. Yeah.
like something's like rubbing or like he's snarling.
What time of night is it?
Oh, it's like I would say 3 a.m. now.
How long have we traveled?
You are still about 4 hours away from the.
How far
exit.
did we travel from the other?
Like you're trying to get to the ocean?
No, from the Arcanium, we're
From
probably
the
like a
Arcanium.
good
Oh gosh.
7 hours
yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
On horse, could I make it in an hour?
On a horse, you can make it in about through the city. It take you about 3 to 3.
I have an idea.
It's the middle of the night, so there's not as many people on the road.
Too bad.
4.5.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we send
So sorry,
him
less time. I'm at
with-
2.5.
Okay.
Why don't we send him with that to your people, and they can maybe study it and him and keep giving him the
That's a
juice.
good
Yeah, study the effects of the juice.
They
and-
could help you, but you have to deliver that.
So you want me to take the thing that was killing me back now?
It's
Yeah,
safe.
but I want you to
it's
take it
contained.
to the people that.
But can we
study
have our
it.
gold back?
And they'll give me more juice? They'll give me more.
They'll need to investigate.
They're gonna have to study you, so they'll have to give you juice, or you'll die.
Well, I don't have a lot of options. I came here with nothing. So I'll take it. Where do I have to take it?
Is there a meeting point that like there's a cafe on the corner of Third?
He's from the city,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know.
I
I mean, I don't want to tell an
long
outsider
time.
though where our secret hideout is. So I would give him a rendezvous point that
Sure.
you know.
I would say that you would have
Well, it's
a
right
safe
out.
house.
It's right out. The clock tower's right by
Yeah,
the
but I don't-
castle, right? You don't
He
want
You
to
just
doesn't
want to send me right there.
So he would send him to a safe house. I would say that the safe house would be, if he's walking, it would be about 4 hours away. It's near the wharf. There would be like a clerk that if you gave him a letter, he could help.
Okay. And I'll
give him directions.
burn wax and put the signet in it, whatever.
All right. Well,
Best of luck to you.
so
Just know that if you do die, it's just your time and it's okay.
that's not okay at all. But all right.
No, we'll be okay.
And you offered to. I mean, can I sleep? Can I spend the night first,
Well,
or I need to go right now?
you should probably go because
Oh,
Marek
yeah.
is
There's
hissing
like
at
a
you.
growl coming over me.
Yeah.
All right, but you offered.
Here,
All right.
take this pillow.
I just need to eat and drink because. Well, I guess I was able to get into the
What's
party
another
by
4
being
hours?
eating and drinking downstairs.
Yeah, you've
All right.
stolen stuff.
All right. Well, after
You're
what
very resourceful.
after what I've been through, I think I can manage 4 hours in the city. All right, and I'll give him your name. My name is Clot.
Yeah, when we get back.
Marek,
Yeah, when we get back.
is that your true name?
Yes. Just Clot.
Do not ever give your true name.
It's Marek. No one knows what you're talking about.
Wrong era.
All right, so yeah, I will take the glint. Now I'm like sort of like not happy to hold it, but
It's still wrapped up.
I know. But now I know what it is, and that it's making me sick. So, but yeah, I'll
Perfect.
take it,
Yeah.
and I will head off to this.
You make your way through the city. No one is looking for you. No one knows that you've escaped that are in the city. So I would say let's just roll a D100
I would assume that everyone thinks you're dead because the mines were collapsing.
and
You're
don't
getting
roll a
mugged 3
1.
blocks away.
Don't roll a 1.
Yeah.
What are you rolling out? D100?
Yeah. Shit, I rolled a 3.
The only thing I saw was a 0-0.
Oh my god. I rolled a 3.
So as you walk, so we'll come back, but as he walks through the city, kind of like, probably have some exposure, you're malnourished, you walk
Yep.
through, and right as you reach the wharf, you see a couple of guards that look like they're from you're in Gander, and they're investigating certain things. As you walk toward the clerk and hand the sigil down, he just motions for you to come in. Right, and as he does, he puts a close sign up right as the guards walk by the stand.
Shoo.
So, okay, so back to you, gang. It's about almost 3:30. It's about 3:30 in the morning. Several of the groups have slept for a little bit, but he doesn't seem to be phasing back in. What do you want to do?
I will have one thing that I work on while I keep watch, and I'll just let the night pass.
Yep.
I'm like sitting at the window, a la like Aragon, basically. Aragorn, not the
The dragon?
I was confused for a second.
yeah. Just watching
Perfect.
the night.
Whisper's going back to sleep.
I took one of my steaks, and I've just been like watching, and I'm actually like sewing, and I've sewed out of like some cloth and steaks this little thing in my cloak, and now there's like a wooden thing hanging, and like the bat can hang from the wooden thing in the cloak.
I thought you meant like cow steak for a second.
No, like I have wooden
Or-
steaks
Yeah, I
and
get it,
like some thread and stuff, so I'm just like sewing this, so then
It's like a little swing for him.
yeah, like inside attached to the inside of my cloak. And I am like paying 90% attention to the hallway.
Which is better than some of your other guarding.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Would you like to roll a D100 for the night?
Oh god, yeah, I guess. Thought you were just
Doing really
like,
good
you're
so far.
fine.
Yeah, that's right.
91.
Okay. So you hear the sound of several farm animals begin to stir outside, and probably the stalls down in several of the blocks that you're in. Sun has crested, but you can't see it through the overcast dark clouds of Tyve. But you see that the light, the kind of blue shade, begins to come through the windows. As you do, the group begins to stir, and Rue begins to phase back in. And as you do, you're kind of laying there, and all of a sudden your eyes open, and you kind of jerk up, and the only thing that comes off of your lips is Alokia. Intermission.
Whoa.
All right, TikTok, we're going to mute. We're going to leave the stream on. We're taking a 20-minute break, and then when we come back, we do have to turn the stream off and restart it. Otherwise, we play too long, and TikTok will shut off.
But you can watch us on Twitch and see our cool videos and everything.
Yeah, you can watch us on Twitch.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much. Sorry for the delay on the intermission. We were talking about sci-fi movies. So, valid excuse. All right, so gang, you just woke up. You said Alokia. And as the words resonate, as they come off of your lips, they taste sweet. And while you have no memories that are forming behind it, you know that ache in your heart is attached to this word. And a kind of small ember of purpose begins to burn. You must find this person. The group wakes up, and it is pretty early. I'm gonna say it's like 6 a.m, but you get a full night's sleep. You heal. Your hit die come back, which is important in Tyve, and you are ready for the day. What do you do, everybody?
So, last night,
Oh, yeah.
And I'll just take like 20 and tell them everything
Perfect.
that happened.
A real hero named Claw. real hero.
Whisper. I mean, you didn't even meet the guy. It seems.
I
don't really talk highly of
I
him
just
with
know
me.
he was an incredible man. Right, Brill. So I guess we need to get going.
Indeed. I probably went down early in the morning and.
It's a disaster downstairs.
Okay.
Like utterly disgusting.
Are there people like passed out?
Oh yeah, on the bar, vomit.
Where's
like
Piccolo?
he's not there. Probably went home to stay with his dad. A la Knight's King, Knight's Quest. A Knight's Tale.
There you go.
He won't remember anything.
But get rations together and stuff for the road.
Yeah, of
so that we're
course.
ready as soon as they're up and.
Yeah, the guy has provided a continental breakfast for you all because he overcharged you.
Is
and
it
he
just
started to play on him.
chowder?
It is some chowder. There are also some stringy, sharp meat.
What?
I said what I said.
You know what the place is called.
Oh.
Just eat it.
I'll eat like half of my chowder and only a couple pieces of the meat and put the rest in the bowl and just kind of like hold it underneath the table.
Chowder.
This is what we call rat chins.
Holy God. Can I take that inspiration
No,
back,
I'm
please?
holding on to it.
I'm uninspired.
Rat chins.
I've had worse.
I made Nana this little swing.
Holy
That is a-
backswing.
Now we're taking that away.
I've been holding on to that since you told me you're making a swing.
That is my favorite scene in Batman Returns, though, when he goes, "Holy rusted metal, Batman! What? Well, the holes, they're all metal and rusty. What are you talking?" Hellkimmer looks like he wants to punch him in the face. Sorry, we digress.
All right. We're on the road.
We ready to go?
I think so. I pull up the empty bowl from underneath the table. And
You don't have to act like you like it. Just do this and just push it back.
no, it was for Thamaric.
Oh, I don't know.
They were pitching it in a
Just
plant.
dumping it on the ground.
I'm not eating this.
It's quite basic. It's, you know,
Yes, you are.
perfect meal. It's brown.
All the food groups. There's brown, there's green, there's wet. You're good.
I don't care. I don't poop.
My favorite food group. What?
She chooses not to eat. She chooses not to eat.
I don't know what the big deal is.
He has like the cauldron. And
No. You're not gonna eat that.
He's a big man.
All right, Constitution saving throw. He's gonna be having some tummy problems later. Okay, so you guys head out. All right, you head out into the city. When you do, you see outside. You kind of hear this. You see a man, very steampunk style, with his legs crossed down, hat down, with like the reed out, and it looks to be Len sitting out in front. He just kind of looks up, and then nods at you all. It looks as though he kept watch.
no, I'm just like waving.
Oh, you're waving, you're raising your hands.
Like, yes.
Hello.
Right. I think we're
Same guy from the rooftop last night. Okay.
You do not see his weapon.
I don't. Okay.
Like he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Like that big weapon he used.
good to head out.
Yes. Lead us to the light vendor.
Keep thinking you're saying vendor. Like we could buy light.
Light vendor.
On my way out, I'll swing by like a bakery and grab a pastry for the cranky one. Something nice.
Aw.
The
Just-
cranky.
Yeah.
Nothing's nice.
Nice?
She won't, because she won't
and-
like
and-
anything.
Be like 1 second, and I'll go in and grab it.
It's like,
little-
it's
like
like
a
a couple
Danish.
of coppers.
Like a lemon tart.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
she
you
says-
find a fair. Yeah, you find a like a mom baker. You know, like this is not fancy, but it's like it's cooked with heart.
I think he means for Samar.
And she says,
You mean for Thamark or for?
No, for
Helena.
For Helena.
So,
she
okay.
says, bread makes me fat.
Yeah, it makes you fat. So Helena looks at it and she's just like, "Is that for me?
Yeah.
What's in it?
Just eat it.
Thank you."
Is it gluten?
And I'll hand it to her and say, "You'll need your strength for the trip."
kind of begrudgingly eats it, and it's just kind of like, and then as you like look away, she's like, "That's not bad." Part of it. I've decided that my next character is just going to be a haughty, whatever. That's what I'm going to play next. It's too much fun.
My backup character is going to be so obnoxious.
Yeah, so your plot armor. Okay, so you head through the city. It's a rather rustic. It's a very rustic part of the city. The air is still, it has a kind of warm temperateness to it from the ocean. Still pretty dark. The ever-flowing mists of rain continue to blow, but the city seems rather bustling. So there are quite a few people out. They are shopping. They are conducting commerce. They pay you no heed as you walk through the city. As you reach the edge of the gate in about 4 hours, we'll call it around 10 a.m., the large gates of Gavra loom above you. These gates are several hundred feet high. They go way up when you're underneath them. They are also, again, sprinkled with the torches of the glints.
Is this where we came into the
It
city?
is not.
No,
So you
okay.
are far to the east. Beyond the looming mountain, beyond the looming wall, you see even taller mountains. These grand mountains are called.
Have them.
They don't have a name. So what do you want to call them?
Oh. All I can think of Shadow's cave.
Yeah, they're not called the Cave Mountains. Want to try again?
Let me look at the map.
Let me have the map inspire me by what these mountains will be called.
Gavra's Trident?
So they are called great, that sounds great. The Trident of Gavra. Their official name are the Triune Mountains. There are 3 large peaks. So, as you approach the Trident, a guard stops you before seeing I assume you have a ring or something for your crest. He sees your ring and he kind of gives a confused look. Are you leaving the city?
Short trip.
Do you need an escort?
I believe that's me.
Very well. Raise the portcullises, and the portcullis will begin to raise.
Any stories of the road nearby?
There are brigands about, as always, sir, but you should have clear passage until about midday. Be wary of the south trail, and there have been several stories of bears. I know that people are always talking about bears, but it's been a rather warm summer, so they could have come down from the mountains.
Very well. Thank you for the tip.
Can I get I'd like to try and just get a look at his ring.
Sure.
It's just a 7.
Do you want to describe what you would see? It could be like not very much.
It's really rather nondescript. It kind of I don't want to say obsidian, that's too dark, but it's, like a hematite, almost metal, where if you look at it from a different direction, it lightens up, and when the light catches it just right, you see an outline very lightly, like, embossed in the
But I can't make out what it is.
right. Well, if the light
Yeah,
hits it.
I know. I
So-
don't want to roll a 7, but I can tell you that Whisper I'm incredibly interested in a ring.
Oh, you
that
like to give
fla-
rings away.
Well, come on. I was in dire circumstance. Anyway, the ring that you could flash at a guard and they would let you through.
Yeah.
Like,
So is it
that's-
hard to leave the city?
It can be.
To leave?
Yeah, it can be. Because they have to raise the gates. That's a lot of work. So, no.
Can I get an insight on the way the guard reacts to seeing Brill and in his ring?
Yeah, sure.
Like, is it like a fear, or is it like a respect, or?
Shocked?
Sounded
Oh, shoot.
deferential.
I didn't know I had that high of insight. 18.
Okay, so that's a little bit of both. What's the real insight, though, is that Brill's face kind of reveals a little bit of shock that this guard would know.
Okay. Deal.
So you head out of the city? All right, the Trident lies before you. Outside of the city, it goes down into a couple of small farmlands. You're in the valley of the mountains, so there's not much land, but there's a few small farms, and you see one nice-looking stable. So it looks to be a rather posh stable, particularly for this side of town. So you would assume that most of the farmers and most of the peasantry probably buy their horses from this person. So it's rather nice, and it seems to be sitting right on the path. There is a southern road that would lead down into the Wintier Woods, as well as back around to the southern entrance of Gavra, and then further down into Andros and Bleak Town, but those are about 7 days away at this point. The Trident path leads up into the mountains. You see smokestacks from the base of the mountain. It looks as though there is a small village community there, as well as a lumber mill, probably to the northeast, slightly further south than the town. Beyond that, you would go into the crevices of the mountain, and probably the roads would either be dirt or disappear altogether. The town looks to be about 4 hours away, which would fit into the fact that the Shadow Caverns are a day and a half. So you're probably still around about a day's journey. You only traveled about 8 hours.
Would it be beneficial for us to rent some horses, or would it not be worth the cost?
I think we could only take them as far as maybe the lumber mill, and then as we go into the mountains, it gets far more treacherous. And we'd have to leave them at some point, so...
Not worth it then.
You just follow the road?
Yeah.
It's smooth sailing. I mean, you guys have pretty good vantage of every direction. Nobody really comes. A couple people come on the road that see you. They wave, basically like one of them says, bien toc, which means good walk. And you continue further in. After about 4 hours, you come to a rather inclined part of it. Helena makes several rude remarks about how she does not want to climb up this. This is beneath her, but she makes the trek anyways. As she gets to the top, she looks more haggard than normal because it's a lot of physical exercise and she's wearing some really nice clothes. But you head on up this path and you see a rather robust looking town. Large buildings, all made of stacked wood like Lincoln logs. This seems to be a burly looking town. Bjorn kind of laughs, seemingly to know the type of people that would build this, but as soon as he sees somebody, he's like, oh, they're not barbarians. Just large people formed by years of hard work. So even the women have a kind of girth to them. Like it looks like everybody makes their way in this town. As you reach the town, one of the larger men, he is clean shaven. No, he's not. He's got a big bushy beard, but he has those. He's got like a faded sides and kind of stuck up hair. It's all deep red, and he comes up and he has a big, bright smile, and he's wearing the typical like lumberjack suspenders with a plaid shirt and like rustic blue jeans, and he just kind of walks up. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure. What brings you up here? Oh, I'll get it in a minute, but it's going to get worse.
Brill, it looks much more at ease now that we're outside of the city and have been on the road. You've noticed his shoulders kind of relax as you've moved into the countryside and out into the open air. And he comes up and slaps the guy on the shoulder. Just here to look for a little bit of lunch on our way up into the hills.
Welcome on in. I'll take it to the tavern. You'll have a good old snack up there.
Thank you, Paul.
It's so good to see you, Brill. Welcome. 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 So as you walk in, the town's name is Velcome.
Right.
So you see it on a small sign, and it says, when you're here, we hear the tree fall with you. You come on in and you see a rather central building. It has open air. You see that there's thatch roof on it. 2 big chimneys burning, and in the back you see a large, beautiful stone oven. It looks to be like a pizza oven, but it's probably like 3 times the size of a normal one. And a large woman comes out wearing an apron and a smock, and she has her hair kind of set in these 2 ponytails, and she has this big, wide grin. Welcome!
Thank you. This is
I lean and quietly say to Helena, "You're gonna really want to watch what you say here. If you don't like it, just keep your mouth shut."
So she walks behind Bjorn, and the woman looks like she's still washing her hands from some endeavor. What can I get you?
I think we're just looking for a bite to eat.
A bite to eat? Ah, you've come to the right place. What can I offer you? You want the usual grill?
Indeed, 2.
2? Oh, always you watching your figure. Why not 3? Anybody else?
What's good?
It's all good.
What do you have?
The house special is a rather it's like a shepherd's pie. So we make this thing. We mince our own meats out in the back. We have pork, we have veal, we have cattle.
You want the bangers and mash.
What do you mean by like a shepherd's pie?
It's kind of like a shepherd's pie, but it's mine. I make it my way. And I don't go by no shepherd. No lamb in this one.
Actually, that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, all think it sounds great.
All right, it's like a pocket, and we put everything in it, and it cooks up. Oh.
Just haggis.
Shepherd's pocket.
Wouldn't that be cottage pie?
Yeah, 3, 1. I'll be right back. She walks back, and you see she goes over to a rather skinnier gentleman, and she yells at him, and he begins to knead dough and put it into the large oven. You see there's about 10 people at this establishment. They're all seeming to be eating what you just ordered. It looks a lot like a calzone, just filled with meat and potatoes and different types of meat. And they all just are like, they look like they're greatly enjoying themselves.
And all locals.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Have you heard of this place, either of you?
I mean, there's no reason you wouldn't have heard of it, but I don't know if you've traveled
I
here.
don't think I would have been here.
No.
I probably would have been here when I left the town at first.
Okay.
Been here once. It's changed.
Everybody's so chipper.
Very
Oh,
polite.
see what he did there. Wood chips.
What?
Chipper. He said they were chipper.
Do people eat that? She's pointing at one of the things from the other tables. Where's the green?
It's got wet. It's got wet.
And brown.
And brown.
Yeah, it's got brown and wet.
These are my kind of people, guys. This is great. Can't wait.
I think we'll just grab a table.
Yeah.
So they are all like benches.
Oh,
Sit
okay.
down at,
Like a communal
tables.
long
Yeah.
table. Maybe grab one at the very end, kind of maybe a little ways away from some people to.
I don't want pie.
So
Shepherd's
a
pie.
rather, this guy looks bigger than the first guy you met, and he comes up and he has a big black beard, comes down to here, and he kind of walks up and he kind of looks all of you over. You don't look. That's a pirate.
It's me.
You don't look like you're from here.
No, sir.
And what brings you out this way?
Honestly, we're
Friendship.
just
Traveling.
travelers. Yeah.
Well, you know what we say to travelers. We got to know your story! And he sits down at the end of the table and kind of puts he has a flagon of ale. My name's William.
Oh, this is Bjorn.
He's puking.
Yeah, Bjorn says, please excuse me. Goes and tries to find an outhouse.
Well, William of Welcome?
William and welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you. To all of our UK fans, we apologize. The following scenes, they're not going to get any better.
It might sound like we're bastardizing your accent, but it's just the accent of the
Gavra.
region.
Of Scarsden.
It's
Yeah.
Scarsden's
Garsden's.
accent.
So I'm kind of looking over at Brill to see like how much we should be keeping on the down low here. I mean,
It happens every time.
Just make up a story.
just make up the story.
Oh, we crashed here. We crashed our boat here.
Duh! A deal as old as time it is. Well, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. You're about to get Marquis pie.
She's your wife.
No,
Oh, okay.
she goes by Marquis.
Oh, okay. I thought you said my like it's a cute.
Anyways.
Okay.
Yes.
Can't wait for you to try Marquis pie. Welcome.
He's got an aunt up in the hills. I'm taking him up there.
No!
She's been sick.
What's her name? I know many people up in the mountains.
Claudia,
I'm not familiar with the Claudia.
she's really sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right.
Have you given her any winterweed?
No, I haven't tried that.
All right, I'll bring you some. Before you leave, make sure you get some winterweed.
The welcome winterweed.
The welcome winterweed.
I feel.
We've heard that bears have been coming down from the mountains early this year.
Oh,
Oh,
bear
yeah.
smears.
Nothing.
They're just large. They're just like large dogs.
Looking for food.
Aren't we all?
What about brigands? We heard there's some bandits, maybe.
Ain't no brigands in welcome. We don't welcome them.
Have there been bears?
Oh, of course there's bears. Big bears, small bears, baby bears.
More than usual.
Goldilocks?
No then. No blondies, I would know.
What do you do when the bears come?
Oh, we shoo them away. The winterweed helps, honestly. But they don't come down this far. And honestly, we make such a ruckus over there at the lumber mill that they don't really want to deal with us.
I just want to point out that winterweed will be my next essential oil. It's made.
Winterweed.
Yep.
There's been quite the
Menthol
time
cigarettes.
down in.
I made an essential oil based off our last campaign, and it did not smell good. It did not. But it was
Cinnamon and
cinnamon and eucalyptus, and so I made that.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I feel like Vintervid would be something like a spearmint kind of.
Yeah.
But it's got to have something else in it.
Menthol
What
cigarettes.
what does this weed smell like?
Oh, it smells like winter. It smells like spearmint and skunk.
Good.
Clears you right up.
I wouldn't smoke it, otherwise you're going to lose a couple of days. They're not bad days, mind you, but you're going to lose them.
We've had quite the time down in the city. How have things been up here? Any weird goings on?
No. Up here we get the fresh air from the sea and the mountain air. It's a little bit less rainy too because we're so high up. You see, you're not that high up. You probably know that the mountains catch most of the clouds, but like, you're not that high. Smell that. Smells like pig. Like just barn. That's what you get when you leave the city. He points down and you can see the city from like where you're at. It's not even on the horizon. Like it's just there.
I just imagine driving south on 65 right before you get to White County and the windmills.
It's nice to be so far removed.
Yeah.
Really get back to the land.
Honestly. I don't know how the city folk do it. Everywhere you look. Oh, excuse me. Oh, get out of my way. Up here you can stand.
Does it seem crowded?
You
in
can
there?
piss in the wind and you won't hit nobody.
Does it seem crowded
Accept
though?
yourself.
No, not at all.
Ma Pie comes back with some pies. And she starts to hand them out. William! Leave these folks to their pies! I want to see what they think of them. Especially this skinny one. He's pointing at Helena.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have any smoked fishes? Or is it just pies?
Well, we don't get much fishing up here, but if you have one, I'll skin it, gut it, and clean it for you.
I don't.
I'm sorry, then we don't have much fish up here.
Right.
If you want to bring me some, that'd be great.
Let's just eat.
Yeah, I'm eating the pie.
Fish brings in.
I could bring you some cathis if you'd like.
What?
Cathis.
Catfish?
Cathis.
What is that?
It's one of the animals up here. We chew out its, we cut out its anus. We turn it into a stocking. It's a delicacy.
You should try it.
Anus stocking. Did you like that?
Did you bring Aggie with you?
No.
Where? So who did she stay with?
She's at the brothel.
That's your life goal? To take care of her? You left her at a brothel?
The pirates with her.
She's with the pirates who've been killing. I guess she's
I
with.
try one of those.
That's some
It's on, it's on the menu. Anus stocking.
The little descriptive text underneath.
1 pepper.
It's like the opposite of like a sausage casing. You just fill it with a bunch of.
I'm just.
Oh, she's gonna make you a catfish.
Pie.
She's gonna make you a catfish.
I want to know if this is a real thing.
I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to smell that cooking.
All right.
How's the pocket today? I'll take a bite.
Oh, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as you've had before, but it's good. She had to make a lot of them.
They need to sit for a while to really get the flavor.
We've got places to be.
Yeah, but somebody had to order more freaking food.
I take one and just drop it under the table because I don't know what's going on, but there's something invisible that they have to feed. and so I feel like I'm doing my part.
It looks like animal, just like some, like stuff, just kind of like Cookie Monster's eating, and then it just totally disappears.
My boot is soaked. Wet.
Now we have to wait for his food to come.
It's a go.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta eat the You gotta eat the carcass right when it comes.
Why?
You don't want it to get cool.
It loses its.
I don't know if I wanted to get hot in the first
Oh
place.
man.
Have you had one?
Oh, I have it all the time. It's got a good snap to it.
What does that mean? It's like
If you have something all the time, then it becomes less of a delicacy.
Oh, yeah, if you don't have carcass around, we got plenty of them.
Nobody called it a delicacy.
No, someone did.
I remember that word.
I remember that word vividly.
I don't think they know what that word means.
That makes sense.
Okay, so a few
Yeah,
moments pass as you're talking, and the Mapai comes back with what looks like a snake on a
As she
plate.
comes out of the kitchen, I excuse myself to go to the restroom.
It has a pungent smell like a good ripe cheese, like raclette being cooked in a house.
I'll just. I mean.
Yeah, I'll eat
Oh,
that.
you know, let's just. I'm gonna walk away before she offends this whole place.
You bite into it?
Sure.
Right, so you take it and it kind of like stretches out, and you go to bite and it just goes, and it snaps off. It is filled with a pocket of moisture, and then like this applesauce like filling. Just kind of like roll a d100 on the deliciousness scale.
I hope you love it.
One.
Lower than 50, you're gonna need to do a con save.
I hope it's 100.
Yeah,
and
me
it's your
too. It's
favorite
like the
thing in the
amazing
world.
thing.
And you can never find
Come
it.
on. 67.
All right, so it's palatable. You could see why people would like it, but it's not great.
I'm seeing him stomach it. I'll try to take a bite as well.
Please.
I'll use a knife though. I think.
I hope this brings back a memory.
Oh, it cuts, and as it does, you kind of see the. It's like a thing of juice.
Just like digging a spoon into a
This sparks
tangerine.
a vision.
D100 on the delectable too. Everyone's got different taste buds.
Lisbeth, try it.
You know, old grandma always said, "Don't eat that."
Oh damn!
What did you get?
Oh, that's pretty good. I got an 80.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's not
It
bad.
sparks some memories in the deepest part of your mind. A taste you just can't
Have I
quite
had this
picture.
before?
I don't know. I can't stop eating it.
Might have been on a date with Alicia.
So as you're eating this, you do see this weird-looking animal. It kind of looks like a rooster with arms,
What?
What?
and it's running around like the countryside.
Just imagine a rooster with like these big, beefy, like
Trogdor.
like
Like it's just like
Please no.
burning.
it's not using its legs to run around. It's just like
Yep, that's exactly what it is now.
Oh god.
what?
It's like it
doesn't
looks
walk
like an
on the
ape.
little
It's like
It swings the little legs forward between these giant arms.
Does anybody look like they're looking at it in surprise? Or
yeah. No, William looks like he's just like, oh, you gotta love the pounds of the carcass.
That's what that.
Yeah, their insides are bigger than their outsides.
I can tell.
Oh, you got plenty. Let me have some carcass.
Why?
You just see Helena just push her plate forward.
No, I took her away
Oh, okay.
because I didn't want her to be offend everyone.
It's a meal for
All right, so I would say about 30 minutes pass. You guys get rid of the evidence of your meal, and what is left is eaten by Thmarik, who you just hear.
Long like spaghetti slurp.
Like sucks the insides out.
Like a Go-Gurt.
just eats the empty skin. Great. So Cathis is a thing, canon. And then
Please don't make a cookbook of this episode.
Please do.
Our whole last campaign was
Binging with
based off of-
Babish, please.
William sets up and just like, Will, I didn't learn much about you, but I wish you the best anyways. Be careful, there's a storm coming in through the mountains, so if you're gonna get going, you do it now.
The winter berry.
The Winterweed.
Winterweed! I'll be right back. Helsta! They want some Winterweed! Bring the Winterweed!
We need to leave this place immediately and never come back.
Elsa comes
We're not
out.
even gonna sauna before we go.
Elsa comes out. She looks like the cover of like The Sound of Music. Like, and she just kind of walks out and she has this big basket. You wanted the Winterweed? She sets it down. I'd have to give it to you.
Under his breath, Brokos.
I'm
The kind of longing. Like,
grab
Yeah.
some. Hey, grab some for your sick aunt.
Yes. Oh, thank you for this.
Remember, don't be eating it. It's not good for you.
Right.
Also, if you're heading up into the mountain, here is some firewood. It's called firewood. You put it into some tea. Jordan looks very excited when she hands it out. It warms you right up.
I'll grab it.
But you need a strong constitution, otherwise you're going to be upset.
Fire root
The firewood warms you right up in the cold.
in winter.
But you need to steep it in tea for at least 2 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, you're always welcome and welcome.
We'll definitely stop by on our way back.
Friendly place.
As we're leaving, I start talking to Whisper, and I'm like, so you don't eat it, and you don't smoke it. You gotta drink it?
Normally you crush herbs.
Well, maybe just. Maybe you make a smoke?
Maybe
No,
you
you
make
don't
a
smoke it.
solve.
Well, you don't. Yeah, you could make it smoke, but like don't.
You make a
Right.
solve out of it.
Oh, right. Something you rub on yourself.
Don't worry, I got the winter weed.
Well, I guess I should have asked a little more. But, are they always like that?
Normally they're more friendly.
How?
Must have been a little off-putting.
It must be a busy day at the lumber mill because there's usually 6 or 7 that sit down at your table. And usually you don't have to tell a story because they tell their story to each other.
It was a lot.
And they're all very entertained.
Honestly, I didn't think I needed to say anything because they were saying everything.
Wrote down Cathis.
Great.
Shoot.
First note. All right, gang. So you head up into the mountains. In the distance, the lumber mill kind of starts to fade away behind you. You do hear the chop of the tree, and as you know, everyone hears those things. As you reach into the mountains, you do notice that the road kind of comes to an end. You see a rather small-looking gentleman, like older, looks like he's from Velcom, and he's sitting up there at the edge of the path, and he's just kind of looking up, and you see that the path continues, but it turns into rocky, and it starts to go up into rocks. You'll have to start climbing up. It goes into the paths of the mountains. He's standing up near the edge of one of the large rocks, and he kind of looks at each one of you. And, what brings you up this far?
Traveling.
I saw a bear up there, not very far from this area, so be careful. If you have winter weed, I'd welcome you to burn it. If you don't, I'd go back and get some. The bears in the mountains are pretty large.
And the winter weed will drive the bears away.
Well, you burn the winter weed like a torch.
But I also was told I could give it to my sick aunt.
I wouldn't do that unless she has got, like, glaucoma.
I'll pull a torch and tuck some winter weed into it.
It's perfect. That's exactly the right thing to do. Why are you heading up into the mountains? There's nothing up there. It's about a 3-hour journey up until you reach what's it called? It's No, it's a shack up there. Some of the prospectors go up and they stay in. Are you prospectors? You're looking for glints.
No, his aunt is dying up there.
He looks up at the mountain.
Bear.
Oh, she one of them?
She's a hardy sword.
Oh, she's up there with them folk. Honestly, I'd stay away from them if you know it's good for you. You're related to them.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Honestly, the mountain people, they're not always the most friendly. Some say they're barbarians that didn't want to go with New Norn. They're tribal. They're rather strange, if you ask me. I've only seen a couple of them naked in the dead of winter. Well, not quite naked. They have like loins and stuff on, but
Did they look at all like him?
bigger.
Yep, that's his aunt.
Naked in a loincloth. Running around.
All right, well, be careful up there. Beware of bears and the mountain folk.
What keeps the mountain folk away?
Not winter weed.
I mean, they seem to be a rather lazy folk. Probably because they live up there with the winter wheat.
Ah,
But you're gonna have to travel pretty far into the mountains to find them.
you count on it.
For us
All
to
right.
avoid them.
I tap my
Yes, that.
rucksack on my back and we're prepared.
All right, well, good traveling.
Nice to see. What was your name again?
My name's Harkonnen.
Harkonnen?
I got it.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else head up this way before us today?
Yeah, there'll be a couple of people
Heading to the shack.
prospecting all the time. There's not been glint found in many years, but you know, hope is a powerful thing to kill.
Yeah.
Is that how that goes?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Nice talking to you. Thank you for the tip about the Veed.
All right, I'll be welcoming.
Deal.
Oh my god.
I like these people.
Why does it always hurt so much to talk to them? we carry on.
All right,
Kevin found out there's an average of 10 NPCs added per game.
you guys asking.
That's why I
for
was
his name.
asking for the name. Now you're in trouble. I'm going to ask every character's name.
I mean, it's a living, breathing world.
That's right.
You know, I don't have all the
I'm not
names.
complaining.
I need your book though of all the names you're writing.
Oh, well, I'll get there. Yeah.
Did I show you my...
Like, I don't need descriptions. I just need the names. I need to start writing them all down.
Well, that's the
but-
thing. I gotta.
What's your next
I got-
book? Is just
Here, this was just the
list
last
of-
3 games.
Oh my god, I don't want it. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that.
It's scary.
Okay, gang. You head into the mountains. After about an hour up into the mountains, you're starting to get a little tired. I mean, the air is getting a little thinner. You're starting to head up, but you notice that you reach a plateau, and Brill, you know that you kind of see the peaks of the 3 mountains. The shadow caverns lie down between it would be the northernmost and the easternmost. So as you kind of walk them through, you do see 3 large bears grazing near some of the timberland trees. These are rather big bears. They're about the size of Bjorn, but they don't seem to be paying you much heed. They're about 900 yards off, but your eyes are on them. And if these bears were to attack, they could do some damage. Like, they are like Kodiaks. So as you continue watching them, do you want to do anything?
I will stuff another torch with Vinterveed just in case. I'll keep it at the ready. But outside of that,
Yeah, staying close to Brill and the winterweed.
You see one of the bears ends up like starts to sniff and kind of looks up, and let's see.
Oh no.
They love the winterweed.
It just kind of goes back to grazing. You continue?
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything you want to do as you walk down the mountain toward where you believe the shadow caverns belong?
I'd be looking for the other like herbs and stuff, just like what's like the
You
vegetation.
want to investigate?
Sure. Seven.
So you find a couple of flowers, but nothing.
Lavender?
Yeah, the lavender flowers.
I will pick a flower and give it to Helena.
oh,
Thank you. I'll cherish it always. She puts it.
I thought maybe you could take it back to Aggie because Normandy left her at a sex house.
Do you want me? Would you rather I have brought her to a deadly mountain with bears?
Honestly,
Probably.
those girls are very independent.
Yeah, she's
Quite
a
rude
child.
to them.
Stop being a prude. Aren't you all about like death?
My cheeks are bright red.
So we're almost there.
I believe so. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're getting there.
Down around the next.
Veer, do you know about all these kind of plants or like just mushrooms?
I don't know a lot. I know about the plants from where I'm from.
You just seem to know something about that flower. I don't know.
Oh no, I just thought it was
What about
somewhat pretty to where the little girl might like it. No, I know nothing about that flower.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
You keep going. As you reach the base of the mountain, you notice that the mountain begins to have a rather curved looking shape as though parts of the rock have been hewn. It's not evident, but because you're looking for something, you notice it. Almost like the rocks have been moved in a certain arrangement. Brill, you know that these rocks will open if the right sequence of them are touched.
Okay. I approach, and starting with the easternmost rock, I say, when the day meets the night, and then I touch the western, dawn comes to be, and I'll touch the middle one, and it kind of rolls aside.
Yeah, and the whole thing just and dust blows. And I will give some inspiration for that because that was really good.
Nice.
Inspiration.
Nice.
So,
Do you need to say the words, or is that just for dramatic flair? Is it like a password? Is there somebody over there?
Yes.
Perfect.
You memorize exactly what he said.
Right.
okay. So it gets real quiet, and you hear the wind kind of moving through this open passageway. As you walk in and you cross the threshold, Rue, will you give me a will save?
Should have touched the rocks.
18.
So you walk through, and as you do, you take a breath in, and it's like you're somewhere else. All of a sudden, you see the interior of this completely lit. You see beautiful statues and murals adorning the walls. You see in the distance a large brazier burning as it opens up into a large cavern, and you see people in red and beautiful golden cloaks walking aside. You see someone in the center lifting their hands up, and you just kind of hear the words, "Death, take me. Death, take me, for I have lived. Anah." And then the vision, and you see everything looks decrepit.
Was it reminiscent of the tower?
Somewhat.
Okay.
This seemed darker.
When he goes into those visions, do we notice anything?
I think I would just what I have been doing in the stories past. I just kind of like zone out for a second. Like you might see that green light in my eyes maybe flare up a little bit.
I just think you're not moving, so...
Come on, keep
Go,
going.
go.
You don't phase at all?
No,
Okay.
Let's go.
sorry. Yeah, let's go.
You see from the vision the remnants of what those things were, but they are long since eroded. Small torches that look like they've been recently placed now look like screwed into the walls, into the rock, like large bolts. As you reach the end, you see the broken brazier, but fire is still burning in it, but smoldered, almost like nothing like the majesty that you just witnessed. But in the distance, kind of out of these shadows, a figure approaches. "It is so good that you have come so far." You see Phineas Moon.
See, I told you.
He's
He's got the beast.
blue.
I mean, I couldn't give it all away.
Really, it is so good to see you.
He's not a breadbasket, though.
Got one thing right.
He has the top hat,
Yeah.
and in the distance you see a large beast looming in the back. Bioluminescence kind of ignited.
I've lost a little faith in you.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good.
What?
It was good to not,
Oh yeah.
like...
Please, you have ventured far, but as you know, I could not meet you in the city. My name is wanted on many lists.
You've come to learn that. Somebody tried killing me thinking it was you.
Racism. It is not funny. Please, come to the light. I knew when I met you that you were important. I have prayed many years to the Sarexian eclipse, waiting for someone to appear, foretold by the light. I believed you are these people, but I could not be sure until your quest continued, and I heard that you were continued to reach new feats. I investigated the small fire that you burned to the ground. The fact that none of you are contaminated is important, though I do not know why. I have traveled far from Pilm, used much of my influence with the Arcanium to bring you here, because there is something I must show you.
Well, we've traveled this far.
Yeah, let's see.
Lead the way.
Before I do, I have a gift. This is a rare gem found, given by the Panthex. It is called the Eye of the Panthex.
Grab it. What does it look like?
It looks like a sapphire the size of your fist. How it is made is not the most pleasant. It's made from the saliva of the Panthex, given as a gift to those it trusts. But this will shine light in the darkest of places.
Yeah.
So that is one of the gifts from the Halloween game.
Who got it?
I
Oh,
believe Jamie did.
sweet.
Helena, do you want this light thing?
Fine.
She'll love it. It's made of spit.
It is not necessarily spit, but rather the secretions of the Pantex bioluminescent
It's okay.
plasma.
Better.
She just wants.
Ew.
She just wants the light. It's fine.
Please, join me.
No, it was.
Phineas
Mark.
was the guy in
It was
the...
Thamaric.
Yeah. Jamie got the potion of possibility.
So dumb. I was very much like that.
Mara can give it to someone.
Yeah, Thamaric
Yeah.
grabs it.
Marek. Marek, I think that maybe one of us should hold on to
Thamaric will
that.
give it to you when I trust you more.
Why don't you trust us?
Because you stopped feeding me for 3 days.
I'll let you keep the dagger if I could have it.
And there it goes. And it's gone. 'Cause
Was
just puts it in
Phineas
the
the
pocket.
guy in the mountains, like in episode 2?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What, the big beastie?
Now, yeah.
Please, follow me. He leads you further in, and as he does, you begin to see that this it looks to be a temple. Several pillars adorn the walkway until you come to a central chamber with a beautiful statue of it looks like F. But this one seems different. She's not moving the tides. She's holding up the moon. And in the other hand, you see the other moon of Nabel, Lunaris and Sarexis. This will come to a shock to some of you, not to all. This beautiful statue. You see Bjorn look very proudly. It's Earth. It is now, but it is not always who it was. This is the goddess Sethis, from a long time forgotten, remembered by those who traverse both the light and the dark. She is, yes, a god of new beginnings, but she is a goddess of twilight. As he says this, something begins to shake deep within you, and the voice from the door kind of reverberates in your chest. Not much is known about this god, other than she was this deity to a people long forgotten. He looks to you, the Vey. These were a people that should not be remembered, and yet here you are. Why? I am not quite sure.
How does he know about him?
You ask him?
No, I'm just saying that as a player. My character wouldn't say that.
What do you know about my people?
Not enough. Although I have found artifacts that I know have not been made by the hands of Tyve, I do not know why your people are gone. The artistry I have found, small as it is, has given me a perspective, abilities that do not belong in Tyve, or rather, this new Tyve. He goes like this, and you see him draw a line of light with his hand. I know very little of this power, but it is evident it comes from your people. This goddess, I do not understand her. She is tied somehow to the Ithilian and the light of Piln. But there is something different here, something dark. I do not know what it is. Can you shed light?
I can try. And I'll put my hands together and kind of pull them apart a little bit. And there's a flash, and then also a little hint of that shadow, as all of my magic has. And then floating in between my hands. I grab a hold of it, and it is a exact replica of Whisper's key. I hand it over to you. And as you pick it up, it's corporeal. It's, from what you can tell, it's exactly the same thing.
What is this?
Light bending.
How long will this last?
I didn't even know I could do it.
I have not seen such exactness.
How are you able to do it?
I have found many artifacts in my long, troubled life.
Do you have any? Can I see them? Do you have any?
Most I keep at the lighthouse of Pilm, a treasure trove of artifacts held close by the light keepers and the Arcanium. But one I keep very close to my heart. What is the item that you had at the beginning? So you had 3 glints. You also had something else.
Yeah.
That's
I had a few things. I had the glints, and then I had the small mechanical compass sphere, as well as an empty lock.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
He pulls out the same small mechanical sphere that you have. I found this when I was very young. It took me someplace I am not sure I was meant to go. And I found this. He pulls out a small piece of what looks like metal. But it also looks like the same metal that was in your box.
Okay.
Since I have had this, I have lived many lives.
May I see the sphere first? And I'll take that and I'll open it up, and then I'll take mine and I'll open that up as well. And
They point in 2 different directions. One points north, slightly northwest. That one points right to this.
okay, I'll hand it back. And could I see that shard?
Yes.
I'll take that, and then I'll take my shard of the crystallic. Do they seem as if they would match up at any point?
Potentially.
I'll touch them together.
As you get them almost close together, they snap like magnets, and you just see it's one solid piece. Looks as though it never broke. It also, as it does, the metal kind of shines with like a shimmer of fire that goes across it, and it looks crystal for a moment before it re-solidifies into sharp metal.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it would.
It is yours. I have lived long enough, and obviously it belongs to you. The statue of Sethis begins to move. That I did not expect.
Like animate? I mean, like
My
animate?
hand
Like
goes-
it moves back.
My hand goes to my sword as soon as the noise starts to happen, and then
You see stairs leading
Oh,
down
okay.
underneath the statue.
Okay.
I'll put the crystallic back in my satchel. And well, I suppose our immediate next steps are kind of before us. I'm going to go down. Is anybody wanting to go with?
I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'm suspecting that you had no idea this was here.
No.
But why did you bring us?
I brought you to tell you of dangers. Even if you get past the maelstrom, you will have a great test in the Vented Gulf. There is a temple known as the Temple of Sethis. It is said all who enter do not return, though perhaps the right people have not entered.
Well, it seems like this goddess likes you, so maybe we're good.
I would hope. I do feel some kind of connection to her, but I can't guarantee anything, I suppose. Yeah, was there anything else you wanted to speak of?
It is evident that whatever it is important. Perhaps it is important that you are able to reconfigure it. I do not know why.
Is it one piece now, or does it look like it's still missing?
Oh, it's missing lots of pieces.
Okay.
It looks like about this big.
Okay.
Or it could be like.
It looks like it's missing a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Yes. I had traversed the mainland long ago. I am much older than I look. And there are things that you should know. He looks at you, Brill. If I tell you, you cannot unknow.
Where does my journey take me? Am I supposed to continue on with them or return to my duties?
I leave that to you. You are a free man.
What Brill hid was that when those two plates were joined and the light flashed, it ignited the embossed area within his ring and burst to life, and he kind of quickly covered it, but saw the emblem light up. And having gone through that moment, he says, I feel as though my duty lies with them for now, and I'll take my leave from the Arcanium.
Then you must know that the glints are fading. I believe it has coincided with your awakening. I do not understand why, but a darkness is falling over the light of Tyve. Far beyond this place in the mainland, you will come to a door known as the Dio Ostium, or the Door of God. It is not opened in hundreds of years, since far before my life, perhaps even thousands. I know of no way to open the door. Perhaps that is the key. Or perhaps there is another way. What I do know is that it is guarded by a cult of fanatics. The cult of the Iron Chain. You see Bjorn kind of stiffen. These people, they are not like those you have found in Gavra. They are zealot. They believe only in the order of the train. Every link stronger by those who join it. They will die to keep the door shut forever. If your strand of light is correct, I believe it will lead to my homeland, Dragda, and the blessed dead there. Be warned, you will not find solace in those halls. Betrayal sealed my kin alive, and they still haunt it with their screams. Tyve is large, and I do not wish to impress upon you the urgency of your quest, but if you go unprepared, you will die. Far to the north in the dark woods there is a keep that may have secrets to Dragda. To the west you will find more answers concerning the Black Rocks. Return to Iphthalus when you are ready, and journey to the lands of the houses of Tyve. Each one I know harbors and covers a piece of that. This quest will not end for many, many journeys. If you rush forward, I do not know what will happen. But I know that there is a darkness on this continent. There is something sour, vile, It is moving like a sickness. I can feel it. It must not reach the Athelion. You see him start to gradually age.
So don't worry about the shit.
Do you know of any other sanctums such as this?
I do not.
Have you?
He starts to look tired. It doesn't look like he's gonna like age to death, but you can tell that the vigor is being drained from him.
Please sit down.
No. I must finish. There are sorcerers who reside to the north, in a place called Kef. He kind of leans in. These people are not to be trusted. They use their blood as the catalyst of dark and terrible magics. And far to the west, you will find House Slyphus and the plague artists there. It is my guess that while we deal with a small plague, they have turned it virulent and terrible. Finally, the glints you have encountered that are drained of light, they carry a plague, but it is not what you think it is. The plague is the darkness in your soul made manifest. It eats the light from you until there is nothing left. But if your intentions are pure and your cause good, perhaps you will not succumb to it. If you do, stay in the light. I am not made for that path. He points to the stairs leading down. It is not for me to know.
Well, thank you for this. It helps all of us a great deal.
Is his beast like looking concerned about him?
It kind of comes up and nuzzles into him. I will be fine. I am not going to die today. But soon.
Is there anything that we can give you or tell you or repay you in some way?
Hundreds of years of life. I have nothing more to do. I think this is why my beloved asked me to return to Iphthalus.
Does your beloved still live?
No. Neither does my child. It will be good to see them again. See? Patience. And friendship. What can I do to help?
How did you find this sanctum?
I have traveled many years. I stumbled upon it in several of the journals that I found.
Can you give good word to the Arcanium so we can see, so they'll share more information with us that could be helpful?
I believe Brill will when he returns. You have the blessing of the Lightbender. Symbols are stronger than facts.
That's true.
All right, well, no time to waste.
Did you try the wine?
I did. Delicious.
Before we go, I think there may be a good use for your hat one day down the road. Perhaps my friend could use a moment where He too is known as the Lightbender. Carry on the tradition.
Symbolic. Symbols are stronger than facts.
I will gladly take it.
That's beautiful.
I'm gonna bring you a top hat, Kevin.
Dustin has a top.
Yeah, I'll go get you one. I have a 10-gallon top hat.
And I will put it on.
You
Absolutely.
have a top hat. You have the Lightbender's top hat. Friends, this journey, it is going to be a lot. But think of this. Why you? Why now? As he says these words, each of you kind of begin to think of the journey you've had over the last 8 games. Bjorn thinks of his niece sending him away. Helena of the quest to find her brother. You of an escape in exile. Your gran setting you on a journey. Matthias and Horatio. So many. Ernan says nothing, but his hand is clutching his pocket very strong. And Alokia continues to thrum in the back of your mind, as well as the voice from beyond the door, tying you all together. The stairs beckon, and you notice that Phineas grabs his Panthix and begins to walk toward the door. Whatever lies down there, I wish you all the best. And he walks into the cold winds of a winter storm blowing outside of the cave. What do you do?
Is it dark down the...
Oh yeah.
Marigate the light.
I excuse myself for a moment and I say a little prayer that I'm sure we
Nice.
have.
We have some torches, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think you should lead the way, Lightbender.
Sure thing. Yeah, I'll walk up to the stairs and the statue. I'll look up at Cephas and touch her foot, kind of where it is right there. Please protect us. And I'll walk down.
Okay. Let's go to time. Hang on. Come on, Tyve. Oh, I'm on the wrong playlist. That's why. Okay.
You don't want the sudden death sound cue.
Oh, I'm on Aaron's guitar.
You head down into the depths of this Sethian temple. As you reach the bottom, you see. So your lights of your torches stop glowing orange and turn white. And then black with a white center flame. They let off very little light, but as you reach the bottom, you see a very strange looking statue. It's very large. It looks to be about 15 feet, and in this darkness that seems to just engulf the entire room, the light coming from the center, you see a tree grown, like looks like it's growing out of black, but it looks like 3 trees. You see one that looks to be silver, one that looks like it's pure nature, wood, and the last a sickly golden tree dripping gold. It sits in the center, and as you look at it, you feel this very strong pull toward the gold of this thrice-rooted tree.
Everyone?
Nope.
Just
I'll step up to it and I'll kind of kneel down in its base and I'll just catch one of the drips of gold as it falls down.
As the drip of the gold hits your hand, you kind of, this one you can see. His eyes kind of roll into the back of his head, and as he's sitting there, you all of a sudden just see this vision of, it looks like a young Van girl. She looks to be about 26, but in Van that's probably much older. It is not Alokia. It looks just like the statue you saw upstairs. She is reaching up, black veins moving down her arms. She seems to be mouthing something to just light. But there is beauty in an end. And as she says this, you see the light. It seems almost as though this light is angry, and it flares out, and it seems to be burning this woman out of existence. Just, and as you come back, like your eyes open and your friends are gone, and all you see is darkness and the dripping golden tree. Each drip sounds like thunder, like earthquakes moving across the landscape, and you feel yourself like being ripped, almost like you want to stay here. It's safe. It's cradling you in. And as you pull back, you just hear a word whispered. Remember your name. And it comes to you. The tree goes dark, and now your torches are just letting off light, and the magic of the statue now is just cast in metal. It's gone. But what you have is your name. And this scene comes to an end, but not our game. This is our last game until the new year. We played about 8 games, and we will be back in January. We're going to take Chris
January 2nd.
January 2nd. Is it January 2nd?
Be Tuesday. Yeah.
I think that we were supposed to play the 26th, so we're just going to start the first Tuesday of January. So we're going to kind of be on a different schedule.
Okay, so we'll look at the schedule and we'll get back,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be we'll be back in January, and then we'll be on a different schedule. So 1 second.
Still Tuesday, every other Tuesday.
Are we gonna wait till next episode to hear the name?
I don't know. That's up to Kevin.
Probably. Yeah.
It is Kevin.
It's Kevin.
How profound.
Right.
3 years ago, a mirror shatters. The light of it burns out the heroes that stand atop a tower, burns out their existence. The other heroes, trying to find a solution, have teleported away, but they survive the cataclysmic explosion of one of the mirrors of Ordos shattering, and the green-eyed god being sealed behind a pane of glass behind the veil. All of the heroes were said to be destroyed, but one survived in the shadows. Voices begin to kind of echo in a void. These voices are malicious, taunting. You could have survived had you just taken its life. Its life. Its life. You could have killed the dragon and rose as a god, a god, a god, a god. But I am not done with you. Live. You find yourself covered in goo, naked, as you are crawling your way out of this blood bath. As a hand lifts and you fall, you lift your eyes and you open them and you see all of these people chanting above you. But some distance away, some distance far away, and in the future, probably around the same time that our game is coming to an end, a hooded figure traverses a dismal desert, sand blowing harshly across it. He's traversing through mountains of black and darkness. In the distance, a sea of black covers the entire horizon. And as he moves forward, you see him with a large camel. The camel dies, and he walks up toward this rocky, mountainous incline, sharp like knives. I have found it. This figure lifts up a piece of metal, the same that you've had in your hand. Please. A figure reaches out for it. Yeah, this'll do just fine. A small green goblin lifts the piece of metal up. I think this is exactly what we've been looking for. And our game comes to an end.
He lives.
Ah.
Don't forget, you want us to vote. You want to do the vote.
Yeah.
Yes, let's vote, guys. Okay, before we get into tonight's game, let's go ahead and vote for light or dark. Aaron was completely neutral. He didn't do much this game.
Light.
Yeah, I agree.
It's weird. Because I didn't do much, but I feel like I was light. Because, like, I kept Aggie at the brothel to keep her safe.
I have no problem with that. It was yes, no.
Oh no, that's
Yeah, I've
fine.
done
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Yes,
Light?
Light.
Light! I totally agree, Brill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say neutral, but not dark.
Yeah,
Not dark.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm light because I tried to warn about Silas.
I agree.
I helped. I even helped the guy. I even told him like you might die, but I did help with that idea.
I do think Helena was slightly dark.
Yeah.
So, awesome. So you guys move up the light scale. -1 light. And then a huge round of applause to Ryan. Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. What a job.
Great things. We're so glad you joined us.
Oh, it was a blast. Thank you for having me.
Well, guys, we'll be back in
your
January.
character's alive.
Thank you so very much. Hope you all had fun.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night. Yeah, Ryan.
The smoke, grey clouds of fire and ash that burn the skies of Tyve, mountains of iron, seas of bone, in hardships we must strive. Though I still know the songs from yore of virtue, hope, and light, but I have ne'er seen their like, for darkness is our plight. Oh, thrum, thrum, hear the hum of heartbeat, chain, and ire. Steel your courage to the mast or throw it on the pyre. The cold, sharp winds bring pain and death. These harsh lands we survive. Our warmth, it comes from hearth and home, but never from the skies. Oh, Tyve, 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 you'll never leave alive. This place is all our prison, but one where you can thrive. And you can wail against those gods and pillage, scream, and fight. But fear the darkness in this land, for it is born of light. Oh, Tyve, 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 we're proud to be alive. And you can say we've lost our minds or laugh and call us mad. But this place has become our home, so you'll never see us sad. The smoke, grey clouds of fire and ash that burn the skies of Tyve, mountains of iron, seas of bone, in hardships we must strive. Though I still know the songs from yore of virtue, hope, and light, but I have ne'er seen their sight, for darkness is our plight. Oh, thrum, thrum, hear the hum of heartbeat, chain, and ire. We'll pour a drink for Tyve, our love, until we all expire. We'll pour a drink for Tyve, our love, until we all expire.